Hey, welcome into Lakeside Bank Football Draft Night Recap Live. We are all over the NFL Draft. He's Ryan McGuffey. I'm David Kaplan. We've got our crew here, and we have Alex Brown, the fourth all-time leading sacker in the history of the Chicago Bears, great franchise. Number one, Richard Dent, Hall of Fame.
Yep.
Number two, and our deepest condolences to the family of Steve Mongo McMichael, who died about 24 hours ago after a battle with ALS. Number three, Dan Hampton. So all three Hall of Famers, and then AB.
Hey, man. Hey, you got to be Hall of Famers.
You got it. I'm just happy you finally got it right, AB.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like we go over this every time.
I was making you third.
Third.
Hey, I've come to the conclusion that in order to beat an old 96, you got three Hall of Famers. That's the only people that beat me in sacks. In order to get rid of me from the Chicago Bears, they had to go get Hall of Famer Julius Peppers. And in order for the Saints to get rid of me, they had to get Cam Jordan, who will eventually go to the Hall of Fame. Like, it's Hall of Famers got to beat me, you know? When in college, when I lost the National Defensive Player of the Year awards, it was Dwight Freeney and Julius Peppers. So
Hall of Famers.
Hall of Famers, you know? I'm like on the cusp. I'm not quite there, but I'm like right there, you know?
All right, so we are about ready to kick this draft off tonight. Currently, the Bears sit at pick number 10. There's a lot of smoke that they might try and trade up to 5 to go get Ashton Genty. Look, this is not me being critical of Ashton Genty. I don't want someone coming back going, you didn't think he was any good. He's a hell of a football player. I got 2 second-rounders and a third-rounder where I should be able to get 3 more starters on my football team. I'm not making the trade. You guys?
AB?
I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I like the kid from Kansas State. I like Giddens. I like him. I like how he runs. I like how he moves. I like how he make people miss. I think he catches the ball out of the backfield better than Genty, but I'm not saying he's a better running back. I'm saying for this system, I think he just might fit. Genty, I think, is going to fit in a system that's going to give him the ball 25, 30 times a game. I think he'll fit in that system because he wears people down. But I want a left tackle, man. I want a left tackle so bad.
Same here. Get me Will Campbell or
Banks
or Josh Connerly from Oregon.
Here's where I'm on a Genty. Like it's twofold. If you're just telling me, do I like the idea of the Bears having Ashton Genty on their roster? Yeah, 100%. I love the kid. I love the makeup. I love everything about him. This team is not one football player away. They're not. They're not one football player away. And while I do like the idea of adding a weapon for, look at this, Roger Goodell coming out on a bicycle in Green Bay. You know we're in Green Bay winning. Oh, that's the
And you
the
know
highlight.
that there's a prop bet, I think, at FanDuel. You can bet how many seconds he'll get booed for.
Anyway, I'm with you guys. I do not trade assets. The Bears are the only team in the entire NFL with 3 picks in the top 50. The only team. And you're going to throw those out and hand them over to another team to move up 5 slots, 4 slots, whatever it might be, to get a guy that I personally, AB, I don't think it makes you an instant contender. I don't.
No, I think we need a couple more pieces. But you get somebody at that running back position, I think we are definitely in the hunt. Truly. I don't think we're that far away. I don't think we're that far away.
I don't think we're that far away either. But if you told me the Bears are playing with house money and that they can afford to move up, because if you look at their 53-man and how it stacks up, A in the division, B in the conference, and C in the league, and it's as good as any, then I'm saying, hell yeah, we're that guy away. Let's do it. I don't think tonight, and this is the deepest running back draft. Look wherever you might find scouting reports, etc. The deepest running back draft in 2 decades. That's the other part of this. If you told me it's Genty and then the drop off is so far down to another running back, then I'd be a little bit more inclined. But even that part, I'm not.
We just got a tweet from a guy named Olin Kreutz. He just posted, lineman or we riot.
And be careful. He may take you.
I'm with that. I believe that.
How about this?
I'm on board.
Kevin Fishbane from The Athletic, great writer, great dude. This is my 12th draft on the Bears beat. Only one first-round pick in 12 years got a second contract from the Bears. Kyle Fuller. That's insane.
It literally is insane. And it's why we're here. It's why that we're here picking in the top 10 again and again and again. This from Adam Schefter as well about an hour ago. When assessing, because everyone keeps saying this is going to be wild. That was the word Ryan Poles used yesterday when he spoke with the media. That's going to be wild. Schefter said, when assessing how the top 10 picks tonight will unfold, one well-placed source said, quote, expect explosives. So I'm here for whatever that means.
Yeah,
I'm here for whatever that means.
We're looking at a modern day draft day, another draft day movie right now. That's what we're looking at.
I love that movie. We watched it the other day here in the studio.
I watch it every year before the draft. It's weird. I watch it every year before the draft.
It's such like it's hokey where he's like, what's the name of that kid GM? Like you don't know the GM, Jack, but it's funny.
Yes,
I agree. Look, here's I've been saying this pretty consistently. We know desperation happens on draft night, whether it's ownership, a GM that's trying to save his job, a coach that's trying to come in and say, we need this guy, make it happen or bust, regardless, scrap the months of work. I don't want the Bears to play in that pool. I want the madness. I think it's sitting at 10 where the Bears are, because I'm with you. I think they're closer than a lot of people think. I think they're in a great spot. Let the chaos happen in front of them. Right. Let the desperation happen, and let's see what happens from there.
Here's some of the cast. Diana Rossini from The Athletic, who super tapped in. The Denver Broncos are making an aggressive push to get into the top 10 per sources. That's got to be for Ashton Genty, right?
With Sean Payton, they like Knicks. They don't have a really good running back room. There's not a stud receiver that they're going to make a desperate move. Unless they're trying to get like a tackle to protect Knicks, like they really want to get Campbell or something. That to me would be the only other way. We were talking off the air before we started. I think Alex says if we're moving up, that's the kid you want.
Yes, that's what I want. Move up and get Campbell. I think he's the best left tackle in this draft. I think you have him for 10 years. I think he's a lot like Clifton for Green Bay. Like he might make a Pro Bowl or two, but he's gonna be solid. He's gonna be there, and he's gone against the competition. He's tried and true. So throw him in day one, and he's your starter. That is my problem with drafting in the top 10. That guy you pick has to be a starter. It can't be a project. And we've gone through that a couple times where they're a project, and I don't like projects in my top 10.
Jags and Pats reportedly trying to both trade up to get Travis Hunter. Multiple second-round picks are in play to go from either 5 to 2 or 4 to 2.
Go. This is what I'm talking about. Go.
Wow. Okay. I think he's a hell of a college player.
Yeah.
That shit ain't gonna ride in the NFL.
When you say you're talking about being a true two-way player, because we were just talking about this.
Oh, yeah.
What if he's on offense? No, offense. The offense does a 10-play drive. He runs offense. You tell me he's coming back on the field to line up against Puka Nacua right after a 10-play drive in the NFL?
Not happening. I mean, he can be in as good a shape as he wants to be. He's human. I mean, he's going to get tired. And when you're not playing your best, unless you're uber athletic, and he is, like, I'm talking about top of the cream of the crop of athleticism, Brian Urlachers, the Javon Curse, the Julius Peppers, those guys that at 85%, they're still better than 95% of the guys, those type of guys. He's not one of those guys. He is very athletic. He is a really good college player. But the competition that he played, he was supposed to dominate.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, both of you. We have got, and this you're watching our Lakeside Bank Recap Football Draft Night live show here in our Recap studios in suburban Chicago. I'm Cap. That's Ryan McGuffey. He's Alex Brown, fourth leading sacker in the history of the great franchise of the Chicago Bears. If you look at what they did in the offseason, do you like Joe Thuney, Drew Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, Grady Jarrett? Do you like what they've done?
No. I absolutely love it, honestly.
Wow, I got nervous.
Yeah. Come on. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, you addressed a lot of needs. I think you addressed a lot of things, both on the offensive line, defensive line. If you're going to win not only in this league, but if you're going to win in this division, you have to control the line of scrimmage on both sides. And if you're not doing that, then you're in trouble. You're going to be a real you're going to get your ass beat a lot if you don't control that. You know what I mean? So that's I think they did a good job. Grady Jarrett, I think he's not what he was when he was in Atlanta, but I think he can help Dexter and the young guys if they were to get another guy, a defensive tackle. I know there's one that could be available. If they were to go that route, or even in the second or third round,
I love that.
They can really lean on him to help that process of them. I'm sorry. Dogs.
Oh, no, this is organic, man. This is
thoughts.
an organic show. They have thoughts. We're good.
Hey, we see the comments coming in.
They act like it is like somebody really, really bad. I'm not going to say a name, but it's not Jeffrey Dahmer, guys. Relax.
We see the comments coming in. Keep them coming. We'll get to them here on screen. Coverage of the NFL Draft sponsored by Lakeside Bank, and you know it, Lakeside, our number one choice. So to put Lakeside's tagline to work, it's about time you picked Lakeside for all of your banking needs.
Okay, if the Bears do move up to 5 and take Genty, they would have 2 of the top 10 highest paid running backs this season. DeAndre Swift is 6th at $8 million. Genty would be the 9th highest paid. That's insanity.
I don't care about that. I don't care. I mean, the Niners had they had like 7 of the top paid players now respectively at individual positions in the league. Mm-hmm. I don't care about the money as long as they spend it correctly.
That in my world's not spending it correctly.
Me too.
Right.
Me too.
Yes.
And that's the point. I don't like the idea of loading up a running back. You better tell me that Genty is 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns this season if you're moving up. Because, Alex, with this draft, everyone's saying basically there's 51-ish type first-round grades on people. Draft Browns dog pull. Godfather, he is a fan of the channel, and he comes in with how he really feels all the time. But I don't even know where I was going there with the thought that, 51 players have first-round grades in this draft. Mm-hmm. That tells you about the depth of the draft. But in some of the people I was talking to in the league, they don't think the depth of the first round is all that impressive, and teams know it.
So a guy I went to college with, one of my fraternity brothers, he scouts in the league. He said, if we're really being honest, he said, I would probably have a first-round grade on 9 to 12 guys. Everybody else, throw them in a hat. You may get a Hall of Famer at 46. You may get a bust at 8. He said, I'm just telling you, that's why this draft could be wild.
Honestly, that's every draft. I mean, you just said, and I think Roquan was probably the exception of that, why he didn't re-sign with the Bears. They get outpriced. Their play just gets them outpriced to what the team can do. But there's a lot of picks that they're just wrong, right? They're just wrong. They don't pan out.
Jay Glazer, the Jaguars and Browns have the parameters in place for a deal when Cam Ward is chosen to the Titans.
And the pick is in, so this should be a formality.
This will be Cam Ward, and then the fireworks could start.
Who
was that? Where?
That would be the Jaguars at 5 and the Browns at 2. So the Jags jump up, and they can get Travis Hunter.
Wow, they want Travis Hunter.
So think about this. This is where I'm talking about chaos and let the other teams back. You got Liam Cohen as the head coach, first year, Duval, and a rookie GM. I love it. You already you got a great player sitting there at 5, and you got to move up 3 spots to go make noise or be part of the explosiveness. I'm with you. I think he's a great athlete, hell of a football player. But to move up 3 spots and start the chaos, because the real question happens now, what happens with the Browns at 5? Yep. Like you start to go, okay, here's Cam Ward, right?
Because they need more.
Yeah, we know this is Cam Ward.
Yeah.
I got my trusty correspondent, my friend Zach here. He's all over social media for us. He said, done. That the Jags are going up to 2.
So the Jags go up to 2, but here's where this is where the dominoes start to become really fun. Now the Giants are at 3. They're taking Abdul Carter. He's the best player in the draft. I think they're taking Abdul Carter. I think it's a lock.
Yeah.
At 4, what do we got at 4? I'm just talking about how Genty all of a sudden starts going like this.
Well, I mean, what happens is Will Campbell going 4?
Will Campbell goes 4 to New England.
Because if he doesn't, he's going 6 to the Raiders because they want an offensive lineman.
Or the Broncos come. This is like, let's go, man. Let's coast.
There's so many things. There's so many people with needs with these top players. And I think this tells you that, I don't know. I think there's a clear cut on who people think are the best players at each position. And I think there is a drop-off somewhere. I just don't believe that about the running backs. I don't think it's that crazy of a drop-off.
Did you hear what Clay Matthews just did?
What?
Clay Matthews got to the stage. He's obviously a Packers legend and said, I have a message for everyone here from President Donald Trump. My fellow Americans, the Bears still suck.
Wow.
So I just Bears tweeted the game-winning kick versus the Packers. That's really
right
well
back at him.
Nice.
The Bears kicked the game-winning field
So
goal.
this is where desperation happens. I need to see it here in print, and it'll happen soon. But I did overhear Adam Schefter just say the Jaguars just traded their first-round pick in 2026 to move up. The Jacksonville Jaguars, who are a complete train
Here
wreck.
it is. Browns and Jaguars trade. 5th overall pick the Browns get. The 36th pick. The 126th pick and a 2026 first rounder.
That's unbelievable.
The Jaguars get back the 2nd overall pick, a 4th rounder, and a 6th rounder. That is a horrible trade for the Jags.
There is absolutely zero chance after I saw that. There's zero chance the Bears should move up. None. If that's now that's out there and people are like, well, they just traded a first round pick. There's zero shot I'm doing that.
So the Browns gave up. Wait.
The Browns
36.
The Browns
gave them a second.
Gave them the 2nd overall pick,
and they swapped
a 4th rounder and a 6th rounder. They go down to 5, so they get the 5th overall.
Dude, that's
the 36th
a
overall.
trade.
That's a 2nd rounder, a 4th rounder, and next year's number 1.
That's a horrible trade.
Everybody's trying to pose everybody, They're trying to get that pose deal from Carolina.
Right. Well, if he can do it, why can't we?
Yeah. Well, I don't want it done to us. That's what I don't want. It's been
That's what
done
I'm
like
saying.
that before. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. Let the chaos has officially begun. And a number 1, the Jacksonville Jaguars, mark my words, hold the receipts. They'll be picking in the top 5 next year. And guess where that pick just went? The Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Because you moved up 3 spots out of desperation and panic to make noise with your rookie GM and Duval's nut job head coach to move up 3 spots to take a guy who people don't know if he's a true corner. I think he is, or a true receiver. That's shocking.
Oh, I think he's a true corner. He's going to play a few plays on offense.
Yes,
but,
agreed.
Like, don't get me wrong. Everybody's watching. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's anything like Deion. But what you saw Deion doing, I think that's what you'll see as far as his play. You remember how Deion would come in with San Francisco or Dallas? Like he'd come in for a package. Like you got maybe 8 to 10 plays. Okay, sure. He's not playing every play on defense and every play on offense. No chance.
WWE superstar Seth Rollins announces he will be announcing a Bears pick in Green Bay. And he says, bring on the booze.
That's the guy I probably wouldn't mess with after a few too many.
Oh, I would not mess with Seth Rollins.
And we had the 10th pick. He gonna have a few.
No question. Tell everybody the story of your draft day experience because you thought you were going what? Late first?
You know what? I thought the Bears, because the Bears, the general manager in 2012, 13 maybe.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Phil Emery.
Phil Emery. So Phil Emery comes to my high school and works me out. And he's talking about, we're looking at you hopefully late in that first, maybe that 2nd round. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, that's perfect. All right. And I knew that was as high as I would go, right? There was an outside shot. I knew Indy needed a defensive end. They took Freeman. So great job by them taking Freeman. Peppers was going to go 1 or 2. Houston was the franchise team that was just coming out, so they needed a quarterback. So they took Carr, and then Pep went. But I'm thinking I'm going to go somewhere. Now, you have to understand that first that first day was the first 3 rounds, and he had to go to sleep, and then like fester, just wallow in just agony, and you're pissed off at everybody watching.
Were you already married?
No, I wasn't married. But Carrie, I mean, we were together.
So you were just miserable to be around.
Oh hell yeah! Oh yeah! Now hold on. I got people at the house now.
Yeah,
I got people at the house and everything. So at this point, everybody get the hell on, man. Let's go, man. I'm through with this. I'm through. I don't want to drink. I don't want to talk. I want to go to the room and sit down. And Carrie just was like, there, if you need me, like I'm like, I just want to sit here. And then I get the call from
Jerry Angelo.
So I get the call from Jerry Angelo. He's like, Alex, hey, it's Jerry Angelo, blah blah blah. If you're there, if San Francisco doesn't take you, then we're gonna take you. It's like, all right, cool. Well, I ain't heard from San Francisco. Shit, like they want to take me. All right, let's see. And San Francisco takes our kicker, Jeff Chandler. So our kicker went before the all-time sack leader at the University of Florida. In every stat that deals with sacks, I own it.
You were the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, right?
SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Our kicker went before me, and I was like, "Whoo!" So Jerry calls me back. Vince Angelo calls me back, and I'm like, "Okay, all right." It was like, "Listen, I really am happy. I really am. It doesn't sound like it, but I really am happy. Somebody's missing something though, because I don't understand why I'm still here. But I really appreciate you taking me." Now, 2 years prior to that, I had already met Urlacher. So I knew I was coming in knowing somebody there. So that was coming. I met him at Walter Camp All-American deal. I made All-American as a sophomore. He was a senior. It took him his senior year to make All-American, you know. So I was already All-American sophomore. But yeah, so that I was happy to be in that situation. And then I get there, and then it's like, these some grown-ass men in here. Ted Washington, Keith Traylor, like Philip Daniels, Brian Robinson, and I'm like, and I'm the only defensive lineman. So
and you're like, oh God.
I'm like, oh my gosh. But it was bittersweet, and I don't know. I was happy. But it just didn't go the way I wanted it to. So these days right here, this is a very stressful time for all these kids. It's gonna change their life regardless of where they get picked. And if they take advantage of the situation, of the moment, of this opportunity that they have, then it could work out for them and help change their lives and their families' lives.
Well, just so you're clear, okay, Terry Donahue was the GM of the San Francisco 49ers who took Jeff Chandler, didn't last another 18 months on the job.
Good, because he made the wrong pick, damn it.
And by the way, Adam Schefter says at one point leading into the draft, the Giants offered this year's number 1, that's number 3 overall, next year's number 1, and other picks for Cam Ward, and Tennessee said no.
Wow.
Well, you gotta appreciate two things. You got to appreciate someone's conviction that they are locked in on Cam Ward.
Yeah.
A, that nothing's going to sway them. B, and that the Giants GM, Joe Shane, my guy, was also as convicted to say, screw it. It's not, we are moving, come hell or high water, we're moving mountains. We believe that we're going to give you the 3 and next year's 1, wherever it is, because they don't really have a quarterback outside of Russell Wilson. And you got to hat tip both franchises in that. If you're that convicted that Cam Ward's your guy.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Who would you have been? Which GM would you have been?
No, I'm just saying. I said that. I said what you said back in 2017 when Ryan Pace took Mitchell Trubisky.
Moved up from 3 to 2.
By the way, Travis Hunter is off the board. He just went second to Jacksonville.
Wow. So I said what you said back then. If you're that convinced, then kudos to you.
Good point.
But you can't be wrong.
Can't be wrong.
You just can't be wrong.
Can't be. See, the Giants walk away. They can hold that carry while we tried.
Right.
But now the Titans can't be wrong, to your point.
They can't be. So Will Levis, I think Will Levis is their previous, now the previous quarterback. So my frat brother, line brother, he was the GM and ran Carthon at the Titans. And he was convinced that Levis was the guy. Well, if you're wrong,
you're out of a job.
You're gone. It's just how it works.
Remember a couple of years ago when his girlfriend went viral because he kept slipping? I would like to see her face now.
Gia Duddy. And they said she made more money coming out of the draft
than he did.
She's very attractive. She got so many like NIL type deals. They said it was crazy. And then he dumped her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he gave her the platform and gave her all the clout that she needed.
That's it.
She don't need him no more.
No. Here you go, Chase Daniel. Player comps for the 2025 NFL draft. He says Cam Ward is Steve McNair.
That'd be great.
He says Travis Hunter is either OBJ or Champ Bailey rolled into one.
That's a huge wait. Champ Bailey's a Hall of Famer. That's he's either Odell Beckham Jr. or Champ
receiver. He's OBJ.
No.
At D-back, he's
nope.
Champ Bailey.
Turn the film on.
He says Shadur Sanders is a combination of Geno Smith and Jared Goff. Tyler Warren is Rob Gronkowski. Okay. Ashton Genty is LaDainian Tomlinson.
Okay, he literally just named 5 Hall of Famers.
He did.
Okay, and that's crazy. Like, come on. Like, and I did think that. Like, I think what people are offering to go up to 5 and what the Bears would have to give up, it makes you think that he is LaDainian. He's not. He's not him. So no, he ain't. I'm not. These guys are Hall of Famers for a reason. Let's not compare. We're talking about kids that haven't played a down in the league. Everybody knew that Andrew Luck was going to be a Hall of Famer. Yep. Everybody knew. No, you don't know. You have no idea.
And he didn't.
Nobody knew that Gronkowski was Gronkowski. If they did, they'd have taken him sooner.
He went to what, second round?
Yeah, he was second round. I didn't know who the hell he was.
How about this? One reason Shadur Sanders did not attend the draft because he had a custom-made room built for the draft tonight with his brand name Legendary painted and embroidered all over the room.
Wait,
I mean,
they're saying that's why people didn't want him?
No, that's why he didn't go to the draft.
Didn't go to the draft.
Wow.
I mean, dude, there's so much fire coming here. So Schefter's saying that the intent is to play Hunter at both receiver, a heavy dose of receiver and corner. That's what their plan is, and they're going to start onboarding him as soon as this week, which, again, he was a phenomenal football player, Heisman Trophy winner. They're not lining up against Colorado State on Sundays, okay?
Or nobody that played at Colorado State, or basically the damn Pac-12. Shit, they're not lining up with those guys. We're going to find out. And if somebody really believes that this guy is Odell Beckham and Champ Bailey rolled into one, then you take him at 1, period.
How about this? Cam Ward, how do you like being – Cam Ward just got picked 1. How do you like being in Green Bay? There ain't shit to do here. It's cold as shit too. I'm out.
Okay, I love that. This is for me and Rappaport. And this tells me good organizations versus bad ones. And speaking to Jacksonville, Travis Hunter in his interview right there off stage just told Jamie Erdahl that he had 0 conversations with Jacksonville since the combine. 0. That tells me that franchise just made a horrific trade because
remember at draft day when the owner says people like to get wet, Sonny. I want to get wet. Remember?
Yes.
Maybe that's what happened. Here we go. New York Giants pick is in. Pick number 3.
What if they
Abdul Carter, the smartest pick of the draft right now,
Abdul Carter to the Giants. They now have 3 pass rushers. Would they trade one? Kayvon Thibodeau, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter. Because if one of those other 2 is on the market and I'm the Bears, I'm interested.
Yeah, this is really paying attention to when you won, how did you win? And when they won those 2 Super Bowls, 12, 15 years ago, whatever it was, they won with the defensive line and getting after the quarterback. That's how they won. And that is an amazing – I think he's the best player in the draft.
He is. He's graded by everybody as the best player. This is what I love about this. And I have a different. I played football with the GM of the Giants in college. We were road roommates for two years. This is a guy who went and tried to get number one because he thought it could change his franchise. Didn't get it. Didn't get insane or do anything stupid by overdrafting a quarterback at 3. He said, screw it. We'll just go get the best player on the board at 3, and then we'll worry about a quarterback later in the draft, which is probably where they should anyway.
Yes. Now, if they get lucky and now they get a Dart, I'm not sure where Dart's going to go, but
he could go late. He could trade back in.
I bet you.
So the GM of the Giants, his kid goes to Ole Miss.
Yeah.
That's been all over social today.
Yeah.
There we go. So if he gets Jackson Dart, it's a wrap.
This from Diana Rossini seconds ago. The Cleveland Browns are taking calls for pick 5 and are open to moving down again.
No.
Hell yeah, they are. You know why?
They only had 4 picks. Now they're going to have a slew.
Cleveland's having a draft party, and they haven't picked a guy yet. They're already cracking beers because they're like, you got to be kidding me. These guys are picked. We're getting calls from teams to draft guys that they haven't talked to in 2 months.
Hey, so wait. So Cleveland took a haul, and now they're talking about moving down again.
Well, hell, they're going, well, let's see if Cleveland's pulling it. Hey, Kevin Costner was the GM for the Cleveland Browns. They literally are living draft day.
They watched the damn movie today. They did. They watched it.
That's 100% right.
Jess is saying Poles better not get any ideas from Cleveland. No. The only idea, Jess, that we want Poles to get from Cleveland is if he finds a GM stupid enough to call and say, we'll give you next year's first round to move up from 15 to 10, you do it.
Do you believe the Bears tried to get the 3rd pick from the Giants? I do not.
I do not as well.
Somebody just tweeted, Ben Devine, number 1 on the Bears board. Chicago tried to offer them a deal. New York refused. Giants select Abdul Carter. I do not believe that. I do not. I have a good source in the league, currently in the league, who said Chicago's trying to trade out of 10 and go down.
I also have another source. We're playing this game today that texted me, not a GM, but it dialed into league, who said going into tonight, regardless of trades that happen, the first 4 picks are locked in. The names won't change. Maybe a team does, but the names won't change. And so far, he's 3 for 3. The 4th one being Will Campbell. So we'll see. But New England has a stud quarterback. They have a young quarterback.
Yeah, Drake May.
And Drake May, what do you need to do? You need to protect his ass for the next 10 years, and you got the best tackle available for you right now. It's too easy sometimes.
Our draft correspondent, my guy Zach over here, he made a great point. They made so many bad decisions in the Deshaun Watson trade. They gave up 3 1s and all this other stuff. They're trying to recoup the picks to save the franchise.
Yes, and they're doing it. And they got a good start.
Yeah.
Now you move out of 5, you go down to wherever and get a haul back again.
This is where, if you're the Bears, it gets interesting. Like if Denver truly is trying to get in for a Genty type, it's a done deal because Genty's going after Campbell if you're trading up for him.
Here's a good tweet. Travis Hunter smiling at the podium meeting the media. Travis Hunter with the smile of a man who just found out he's spending winter in Florida instead of Cleveland.
Yes, 100%.
100%.
Yeah. And he's from North Georgia, so he's so close to home. I mean, I'm sure that his whole family's excited about it. Not that they can't take.
Don, the Patriots have selected LSU O-lineman Will Campbell. Goes 4.
Great.
He's a stud.
There's your guy. But we knew. But we knew. Let's be honest. We knew. And quite honestly, if you can still, like, let's assume the Bears stay at 10 at this point and they draft one of the other tackles and keep 39 and 41, who you know are going to be, because Alex, you were talking about it earlier. Like if you're picking in the top 10, that guy has to be a dude. Like you have to, that's a starter. But can't we make an argument that 39 and 41 are starters too?
Yes. I'd make the argument that they could be starters within the first year. I'll make that argument. But my
contributors. My top 10
guy is when I call his name, he is a starter. Period.
Okay.
There's no competing. No, he's better than whoever I got. So he's the starter the second I call his name. If he's a top 10 guy, he should be. And anyway, so that's how I look at those picks. I don't look at. I'm not getting a project. I'm not getting a guy that could be this
D2 guy that you're like, oh, he wasn't on my board. That no. He jumped out of a pool on YouTube. Let's take him.
Come on.
That happened.
Hey, nah,
you know
we
that.
ain't doing that. That's actually not a movement that you're gonna do on the football field. I'm sorry. It's not something you're gonna do.
Yeah, you're also not going to bench press 225 pounds 49 times.
No, but it just gives you an idea of how strong they are and how much endurance they have with that strength. That's what it gives you. So it gives you an idea of it. This jumping out of water, I don't know what they give me. That's the vertical right now. Just show me you're explosive, and I'm good. Show me a vertical and a broad jump, and I understand how much explosion, how explosive you are.
Jim asks, what quarterback are you taking down there? Is that Roethlisberger?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
And that's Anthony Adams trying to jump on my sack and claiming that he got half of it.
I think that's Anthony Adams with like a GoPro trying to get content for his show already.
I got a trivia question for you. Can you tell me what NFL franchise has not drafted a quarterback in the first round in the last 50 years?
Last 50 years.
Yep.
Wow, it's going to take me a little bit, but hold on.
Yeah, think about that. While you're thinking about that, I'll find some stuff. Dan Orlovsky's saying the Browns should 100% draft a quarterback tonight. Later round one. Thinking he's got to move back into the first round later because you have 2 number ones next year to get another quarterback. Interesting. That makes sense. The Browns GM definitely watched draft day, says Michael. There's no doubt about it.
The Browns are a bad franchise. I think they made a great trade to go down from 2 to 5.
1,000%.
It's a great trade.
Yes.
Went down 3 picks. They got a second, a fourth, and a 1 to go down to 5. They're still going to get a good football player, and they may trade again.
The question is, what do they do with it? Because this is where I think the first question mark comes. So these first 4 picks, as we said just a minute ago, we knew these were going to be the first 4 picks. We knew that these were going to be the guys. What happens now? Because it wasn't the Browns sitting at 5.
Right.
What do the Browns need? Everything.
Right. So now shit's going to get real.
Is it? Hold on. So I got it's either.
Oh, you're thinking about the question.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the question.
If I give him that hint, I don't want to give him a big hint.
How about this? In 2011, the last time the Browns made a big trade like this, they traded the 6th overall pick to Atlanta for their first, their second, their 4th, and the next year's 1st and 4th. They gave up Julio Jones.
Yeah, they gave up Julio. I remember that. Yeah, that was nuts. Would it be? Is it the Saints?
It's the Saints.
It is the New Orleans Saints.
The last time they took a quarterback in the first round was Archie Manning.
Yeah,
50 years ago.
Yeah. I didn't know if that was 50 years ago, but I knew he went 2, and I was like, damn. Did they take anybody? And it's like, nah, I don't think so. But they were terrible, so I'm kind of shocked that they didn't.
Right, but then they got Drew Brees, and he played like forever.
Yeah, but Drew came from San Diego, Yeah, and he was a 2nd round pick anyway. So
yeah, he slipped. That was talking about a draft. The Chargers took at the same draft with their 1st round pick some guy named LaDainian Tomlinson, and then the 1st pick of the 2nd round, Drew Brees.
Yep.
That's Buckus Sayers type, except they ended up trading. Except that they let Drew walk.
So Antonio Brown,
the 2nd and the 4th pick to get Buckus.
Yeah. All right, so this is where the chaos ensues. I'm looking forward because here's the thing about wanting to trade out of the 5th. You got to have a buyer. True. And I'm telling you right now, I'm really curious how that package from Jacksonville scared the shit out of a lot of GMs. Because I'll tell you one thing, it would have scared me. Like if I'm at 10 or 12 or Denver trying to move up in the side of the top 10, you see that trade go down and you're going, wait, what? We got to sacrifice. You're not just sacrificing.
Browns are not trading the pick. Thank you, Zach. The Browns have selected Mason Graham, Michigan, D tackle.
They got Mason Graham inside
and Myles Garrett outside.
Hey, they can find a quarterback. Their defensive line is stupid.
But they have enough capital now. If they love, if they love
Sanders,
they can move up to 20. They can move back to 20 and get him.
I mean, there's a really strong argument to be made that the best player long term will be Graham over Hunter. We'll see. I'm not saying that Hunter shouldn't have gone 2. He should have. I don't think he went to the perfect organization. Maybe the Browns weren't either, just based off of history. But I'll tell you what, when you got that dude on the outside moving people, Myles Garrett.
And now you got this animal in the middle.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Hey, I saw it firsthand, and I saw how it affects a defense. And I'm not throwing shade at any of the players that came before these two guys, but the second Tommy Harris and Tank Johnson got on the team, and you could push that middle of the pocket.
Was he good?
Yeah. Tank, you talking about Tank, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tank was good. He just wasn't Tommy. And when you look at Tommy, it's like when you, I don't know, like hell, you taste that, I don't know, you taste a damn cheeseburger, you're like, holy shit. And then you go taste that veggie burger, you're like, it's pretty good, but it ain't that cheeseburger, you know what I mean? Like,
way to put it. By the way, somebody just tweeted the Philadelphia Eagles have reached a deal with Abdul Carter to join the team in 2030.
Wow.
Ashton Genty, who, when I pulled in, by the way, I put this bet in and never went through. Ashton Genty, 10 minutes before I drove in here, was 70-1 to go 10 on FanDuel. Wow. 70-1. $20 pays you $1,400. I didn't get it. Wow. Ashton Genty is now plus 170 to go 10. He was 70-1 an hour ago.
Wow.
I'm gonna go grab my voice is now like this.
Giants attempting to get a second first-round pick to get a quarterback.
But as they should.
Hey, Trey, come up to 10. Come up to 10 and get him.
Well, Alex just said it, by the way. They can get Abdul Carter, the number 1 graded player in the draft, slide back in the first round, grab Jackson Dart with a coach that's an offensive mind and can actually develop them. Now, whether or not they'll have time, maybe Joe Shane and what do you got? What do you got?
I'm out. I'm out on Ashton Genty. You know what shoes he's wearing?
Oh,
Crocs. Yeah. Crocs with his
he ran Crocs. Yeah, I did see that earlier. I seen that earlier. Yeah.
That is just awful.
He's sponsored by everything he's wearing. He has a deal with, you know that? All the way down to his boxers. Hey, Lip, I didn't get that bet, dude. I had a $20 bet in the slip. I got here. We started crushing, and I just went to look, and I was curious to see what he is, and I'm like, that one might sting for a long time.
Oh, that one will sting for a long time. 70-1? 70?
He was 70.
I know you. I mean, I don't know if y'all know golf or not. He gonna put at least 10 grand on it, you know. So that's just how he roll.
Who? Goff? No question.
Oh yeah,
I don't have $1 on this draft.
He's out of his mind. This is where it starts to get fun. I don't even know. I do know what I don't have. I can tell you that. I don't have any pride after that. But
no, I know he's a good player. See that good, Mason?
Who, Ashton?
Mason Graham.
Again,
Mason Graham's a stud.
Hang on, though. He's really. You got to remember, he's the best of the available D tackles in this year's draft.
That don't mean he's gonna be a good NFL player.
He's really good. By the way, we just got a message from Roof Shot. Ashton Genty has changed out of the Crocs.
Good.
All right, good. You're back in the tree of trust.
Cap. So give me his comp then. Give me Mason's comp.
That's a good one.
Because you can't sit up here and say he's
Raiders have taken Ashton Genty. He's off the board.
I needed one more pick for $1,000.
Ashton Genty goes
I'm
to
glad
the
for
Raiders.
you, Go. I'm glad he went, man.
Me too. Actually, you know what? Because I'd be here 90 minutes of just misery. Just going, who cares? I don't give a shit about 11.
Hey, and then oh my gosh, that would hurt. God.
For the Raiders, this is what's great about smoke and fire, is that there was all this smoke earlier that Genty was always going to the Raiders. And then the last 2 weeks, they pushed that smoke out and said, oh, no, we need a tackle. We need a tackle. We're not taking Ashton Genty.
Thank God they didn't trade capital to go get that guy.
Think about where he's at. Think about where he's at and where he played. The Raiders watched him so much.
Ooh, that's a great call.
So much. They saw him all the time. So, yeah. I mean, and then they allowed their running back, who is very similar, I think. They allowed their running back to go to Green Bay. And they didn't replace it. So this fits if you just look at it. It fits. Yeah, it definitely fits. Wow.
Well, I actually – so now look – now the Bears stay put, right? They stay at 10 unless they move out. They're not moving up at this point.
No.
We'll move back.
How about this? I'm giving a lot of flowers to the Browns GM, Andrew Berry. He got a 2026 first-round pick, a 2025 second-round pick, and Mason Graham.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a good day's work, man.
But I need that comp, Cap. I need that comp. I need you to tell me who that comp is.
I'm looking right now. So here you go. I have a comp here. Let's see. His arm strength is a negative, by the way. How about that? How do you like that? Arm strength on a D tackle being a negative.
Because I think he did 23 reps or something, right?
One of the few knocks on Graham has been his arm strength or arm length, though his athleticism, quick hands make him dangerous pass rusher. Strengths, of course, his strengths are always. He has been compared to players like Christian Wilkins. Some scouts draw parallels, though not comps, to Aaron Donald.
Oh, let's stop.
Parallels, by the way.
He's only the greatest D tackle in the history of the sport.
Hey, remember that parallels are side by sides. They're not the same.
Hey, I know we're putting up these. Can we put up Aaron Donald just did a workout?
Yeah, I saw it. He's doing
because he looks like a DB.
So
he has 5% body fat.
Yeah. So
this kid is nothing like that.
I'm using 40-pound dumbbells doing these. He's doing it with 125s.
Yes, he's a different animal, man.
Oh my goodness,
dude. No wonder he was all pro every year. Now,
Mason Graham comes from the best conference in college football.
My internet went out. What did you say?
You know what I said.
You are crazy. You are absolutely crazy. No, you quit it. Y'all
Don't
win one national title. We win 8 in a row, and y'all don't give us credit. Y'all win one, and then it's we're the best. Get out of here.
Ohio State. Michigan, they've won back-to-backs now.
Okay, hold up. Please don't put up your fingers. It's just Ohio State and Michigan. That's it.
How about Oregon?
Who?
How about Oregon?
Oh, the team that just joined from out west. Oh, my bad. Okay, yeah.
Or USC?
Yeah. They ain't won that neither. It's been, what has it been? It's been 25 years since USC won?
Probably.
Man. They're still talking about whether or not it was the original tush push.
Yes, at Notre Dame. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, here's the Mason Graham scouting report from NFL.com. Plays with a nonstop motor, easy movement, gets into blockers before they can get into their action. Compact power with instant punch and ability to extend at the point. Lateral quickness to eliminate reach blocks and penetrate the gaps. Former wrestler with a feel for leverage through contact. Plays with a great burst. Weaknesses. Built with a burly frame and stubby arms. Lack of length creates additional work to get around a wide body. Not enough bull rush to collapse guards into the pocket.
Oh, so he can't push the pocket?
That's what it says.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Needs to improve and develop a go-to move to improve his sack production.
Oh, man. Okay.
So
we're gonna revisit this one in a couple years. We'll see.
Oh yeah. When do the Bears play the Browns next?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't buy that.
Let's move on to Tyler Warren, because I think this is what we're looking at now. Either Tyler Warren or an offensive lineman. What's your take on Tyler Warren? Because I have a few.
Okay. If we draft Tyler Warren, he is the best tight end that we have immediately.
Okay. Yes.
You have to cut Cole Kmet. You cannot have that much in that tight end room. You can't have that. It's too much. You can't pay a tight end $13 million a year and then spend a top 10 pick on one.
Are you concerned about the cap hit? It's 11 point. It's 11.6.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I'm concerned about it. But so then you don't take him. I'm not. That's too much into that room. But I think you do, and I do like.
You think so? If he's there, you think you take him?
If he's there, I'm trading back. I don't think. No. I don't think he's Gronkowski.
I don't think he's Brock Bowers either.
Me either. So
I put the tape on. I put the tape on him because I love the kid at Penn State, but go back. Loveland. There are people who like
love Loveland.
Loveland's a receiver in a tight end's body.
Yeah,
he runs great routes.
Yeah,
Warren is not a great route runner, man. I'm telling you.
You can get Loveland later.
You could.
So if you trade back to 15 and you say, let's say we take the tackle from Texas at that point, right? And then you can get Loveland later and then get a running back, Giddens in the second round. I'm good with those three picks. If we could get them, I think that makes our team better.
So they're comparing Ashton Genty to Emmitt Smith.
Oh, just again,
only the all-time leading rusher.
Yeah, here we go with the
best.
Yeah,
okay,
not the best.
No, but hold on. Now nobody. When you say that, nobody makes the mistake of saying he's better than quite a few running backs, right? There's quite a few that you're not. What do you give credit to? Even though Emmitt was a really good running back, you give credit to that offensive line that they had back then, and they just mowed people down. Okay, are you going to put that offensive line in front of him? So Emmitt wasn't the fastest. He's not going to outrun anybody. He's going to get the ball 24, 28 times a game, and you're going to run like Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman didn't throw for a bunch of yards. They ran the ball. That's the type of team they were. So I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with that. I don't think he's as explosive as a Damian Tomlinson. So if you want to put him at Emmitt, I get it. He's the all-time leading rusher. But as far as just skill set, it's not far off. I don't think it's that far off, honestly. The career, obviously, it's like, okay.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Skill set, I can see that. But Emmitt played it in the SEC, and he did that. And then Genty played in, I don't even know that conference. What's that?
Probably three different conferences. By the time Boise got
Boise State
and
Mountain West.
That Big Ten. Oh, Mount West. My bad.
Yeah, Big Ten. Listen to this.
Mike Vrabel says Will Campbell is our left tackle. They're not moving him inside. And then he was asked, because there's all these rumors that the Bears were trying to get up to 4 to get Genty in front of the Raiders. We did not receive one offer for the number 4 pick. The Bears were not trading up.
Perfect. I love it.
Same here.
Telling you, the intel that's some of the stuff I was hearing is that they're more interested in moving back maybe than moving up because of the price. I'm telling you right now, all these explosives and fireworks that people were talking about, the Jacksonville Jaguars just dropped the biggest bomb of all. They scared the hell out of everyone, including owners who were giving a little bit of leeway and leashes to their GMs. They're going, hang on. Remember that little? No, I just tightened the grip.
They just
in next year's first for anything.
They just peek back into the doors like, no. We're good. We're good.
I can fire you. Remember? I can fire you tonight. Yeah. So with Warren, I think I trust Ben Johnson to have another toy to play with in the toy box. It does create chaos within your own organization. With Cole Kmet, you just extended him last offseason. Yes. So that's why the cap hit is what it is. And you're also telling Cole Kmet, hey, we got a guy that is going to replace you, not coexist with you. He's better than you, which is why we took this guy. So as a guy who's been in that room before, when it's like you see that message being sent without even getting a phone call.
Yeah.
I like the player. I'm just sitting here thinking the Bears can do so much damage in this draft by just staying with what they have. 10, 39, 41, because there's so many great football players, and there's a glaring need at tackle. It's just a fact.
So I was actually a part of a situation just like that my second year. So I started 9 games my rookie year, and then the next year I moved. Well, the next year. So I'm sitting at a draft party that somebody wanted me to go to. So, and I'm talking, and the Bears select Michael Haynes out of Penn State with the first round pick. And I was like, okay. Well, I hope he can play left because I'm playing right. So, and I said that, everybody was like, oh my God. So I was like, listen, that's how you got to feel. So on Cole Kmet's side, he has to feel if they do take somebody like that, then you got to go play. You have to show up.
Number 7 off the board. The Jets have selected Missouri O tackle Armand Membu.
Wow, that's who Olin wanted, right?
Yeah.
No, Olin wanted the kid from Minnesota.
So Membu is a right tackle, though.
That is correct.
100%.
Exclusively will play right tackle.
So I never liked that idea for the Bears anyway, because then you're asking Darnell Wright to move to left tackle, and we know how that happens.
I don't want
No.
Everybody to stay where they at, and let's find a real left tackle.
Yes.
Like, that's it. If he's not there, that's fine. Don't just pick somebody. If he's not the guy that you believe, don't just pick somebody.
John Gruden,
our left tackle would have.
John Gruden, the Cleveland Browns fleeced Jacksonville. That's 100%. The greatest trade ever.
No, well, let's not go too far. What Poles did is still better. But
agreed.
That was a pretty damn good trade.
But maybe on draft night. Because you have it. Here's why it's such a fleece. If you would have told me the Jags didn't have a first round pick, or they were picking 32 to move all the way up to 2, I might be able to buy an argument where it's like, man, you're going to have to trade a 1 to make that kind of jump. Yes. But to move up 3 picks,
Josina Anderson, who's really tapped in, just said, I was told by the Jets they were never taking a tight end. We're not taking a tight end this high up here in the draft. That's why they went offensive line. I'm not taking Tyler Warren, and I'm not taking Colston Loveland at 10. I'm taking a freaking offensive lineman.
Another thing you mentioned earlier on the show here, minutes after drafting edge rusher Abdul Carter, Giants GM Joe Shane said the team is picking up Kayvon Thibodeau's 5th-year contract option. They're just going to run out 3 dudes. Yeah. They are going to have 3 defensive ends. That's what they're going to do.
Or they could pick it up and still trade them.
They could. That's a fact.
They had O.C. Umenyiora.
Yep.
They had Justin Tuck.
Yep.
And Michael Strahan.
Yep.
And they found a way to get all 3 of them on the field.
Yep. That's a great point.
When they won.
Somebody might have to put their both hands in the turf a couple times and play inside. That's a great point, man. Tuck played inside and outside.
Yes. We ain't got to go that far. You got Ottawa Lagulia and Mark Anderson was going, well, hell, Alex Brown, if you want to get on the field, you got to play a little 3 technique. And Tommy played other 3. So we had packages like that I would have to go inside.
How about this? The NFL is saying that, what do you think the crowd is in Green Bay? They're in a parking lot. It's cold.
100,000?
Yeah. How many? 100,000, 150,000.
250,000 in the parking lot. 250,000.
I mean, but they own the damn team. That's everybody.
Amazing.
Yeah. That's everybody from Milwaukee up.
Yeah.
Hey, 75,000 of those people are from Chicago.
Probably right.
250,000. You're acting like that's a big deal?
In the cold up there?
Oh, we stop.
That's pretty good.
It's not cold. Is it cold up there?
This guy now
has cold right now. Here today it was 68. Up there, my wife's up there in Oshkosh.
You're in Mr. Wisconsin now.
It's about 44 right now.
This Mr. Wisconsin over here is now.
Right.
It's cold.
I don't do 40 no more, man. I ain't doing 40.
Like Alex and I are tight. He knows I love him. I truly do. I said, hey, brother, you need to come up to the lake this summer. He goes, yeah, no.
I'm good. I don't miss the cold at all.
What about when it's like 85, 90 up there?
I'm a Florida boy, though. So I grew up in hotter than whatever this is, where I'm at in North Georgia.
All right, as we wait for pick number 8, there have been 7 running backs since 2015 taken in the top 10. Can you name them, either of you?
7 in the top 10.
Yeah.
How many years?
Since 2015, 10 years.
2015. Okay.
In the
Top 10.
Wow, we're already blanking here.
Yes.
It's 2015, you said?
Yep.
Saquon.
Saquon's 1.
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley's 2.
Nice pick. May have to keep coming back to this. Our NFL program is brought to you by Lakeside Bank. We drafted Lakeside as our business and personal bank a long time ago. They're perfect teammates. And Lakeside CEO Phil Cacciatore is a great friend.
Phil Cacciatore. He's the best.
Thank you, Phil, and thank you, Lakeside, for being a part of this great program and our weekend coverage of the NFL draft here on the recap. That's 2, so we got 2 of them, right?
You got 2. You got Gurley and you got Saquon. Come on, you guys.
Yeah,
one of them just went tonight. That's Ashton Genty.
Okay. Ashton Genty.
That's 3.
I didn't know we were including this
You got
year's
4
pick.
to go.
Christian McCaffrey.
That's 5.
Oh, wow. Okay. Damn, I didn't know he was 2015. Okay.
He was 2017.
Who are other dude? Todd Gurley was a really good pick. People are going to start chiming in here. Help us out, fans. Don't be afraid.
No, he didn't go that high.
Zeke Elliott. Yes. That's
Zeke
correct.
Elliott from Swayze. I don't think I would have gotten Zeke.
Hold on. See, wasn't he on Ohio State when they won it in 2012?
Yeah, but this is the last 10 years.
He got drafted in 2016, 4th.
Oh, wow.
So
how the hell did that happen? He was a freshman?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Huh.
Then he took money and had to sit out and all that stuff, and then he went to the draft, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe.
I know he had a damn cutoff shirt.
He had a suit that was like a crop top on a hot girl.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette went 4th to Jacksonville in 17.
Shocking. Jacksonville took a
and Bijan Robinson to the Falcons in 2023 at 8.
That's a good one. We should have gotten that one, but I would have not gotten Leonard Fournette. There's no chance.
I didn't. That for some reason in my mind, that's way further than 10 years ago.
I know.
You're telling me Leonard Fournette got drafted less than 10 years ago, and it feels like he's been done for 4 years.
The Panthers are taking Tet McMillan at 9. I did have a bet on him to go to
Tet McMillan at 9. So the Bears could get
Tyler Warren,
Colston Loveland.
Trade back.
I'd like to trade back. I'd take Kelvin Banks.
Trade back, man. Come on.
I would trade back too if I could. I did hit that little pick. That's
How about
nice.
this? All those people out there that said the Bears were trying to trade for Genty, all the people in his celebration room all were wearing Raiders gear. They said this was confirmed a month ago.
The Raiders tweeted something about an hour before the draft, and it just was eyeballs. All they tweeted was eyeballs, like an hour before the draft.
Wow.
So
they knew.
All this stuff about, the Bears are the betting favorite. We all fell for the same crap. This guy didn't, I've been saying they're going backwards. Where I've been consistent.
You have.
I hope they take Josh Connerly, to be honest with you, because we'll win about 15 hundo just sitting right here.
AB, Patriots tackle Will Campbell meeting the media. D linemen get 1 sack a game, and that's the only thing they can do. 12 games, 12 sacks. You're a top 5 pick. You give up 1 sack a game as an offensive lineman in 12 games, you get a job at Amazon.
100%. I saw when he said that. Like I saw that when he first said it, and he's 100% right. Like he can really have 65 plays where he crushed the defensive end, and 3 plays where he messes up. The defensive end is in the paper the next day on the front page.
Yeah,
it's insane. Yeah, I mean, but sorry, I don't know. Get skinnier and play defensive end then. I don't know.
I wanted to ask you before the Bears pick, tell the story about, so they made you get fat when you got to Chicago.
Yeah, I was 250. I was 250 when they drafted me. But playing this defense with the D coordinator we had and Greg Bosch. Yeah, and he wanted me at 275 or more.
Let's see who the fit.
So every day I'm under 275, I'm gonna get fined. What was it? I think it wasn't quite $400, like $385 per pound per day.
Really?
So if I'm 10 pounds, if I walk in, now I got drafted at 250. I gained 15 pounds. I'm 10 pounds under what they want. So that is 385. That's $3,800. And then the next day I'm gonna get weighed again. And every pound I'm picking up McDonald's on the way to practice, and I'm picking up McDonald's on the way back home before I eat dinner. I was just.
By the way, the Saints just took Kelvin Banks at 9.
Kelvin Banks, okay.
Well, that's who I wanted. That's who I wanted.
Well, they've got their choice now. They can get one of the tight ends. They could get Josh Connerly from Oregon. Or they could announce they've traded back. But I don't know if anyone's coming up to get the tight end. Reportedly, Denver wants a tight end.
I think they're taking Warren. I think it's a lock. I do. I think it's a lock. They're going to give him a toy.
No.
I don't want a tight end there.
We're not taking a tight end there. Okay, I got a question. Is he Laporta? Is he Laporta?
Some say he's better than Laporta.
Some say he's better than Laporta.
I think they might be a little biased by what the film shows this year, because the coordinator from Penn State, I can't remember where he was, but they brought him in and he just built the entire offense around one dude, and Warren got the ball in space, which is great. That's why I said I want to turn the tape on before he got there and see what happened. There's not red flags, there are question marks. I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Okay.
There are question marks. So I think Loveland is I really do think he's a receiver in a tight end's body. I still
Loveland?
I still want a left tackle, Still.
What if they take Connerly and they move back up to get Loveland?
I'd be cool with that.
I kind of would be too.
I would love every minute of that for multiple reasons. But no,
They're going to have to get rid of Cole Kmet if they do that.
Not this year, they're not. You take a $5 million dead cap hit, no shot.
Well, then why would you take him then? Why would you take?
Because
you believe
Ben Johnson was the second most 12 personnel in the NFL in Detroit.
Then there we go. But they're going left tackle right here. If they don't trade out, they're going left tackle.
You think so? I hope so.
Tell me this kid Josh Connerly played tight end at some point in his life.
I
don't know.
I'll just feel better. I'll feel better about his athleticism.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'd feel really good about it. I took a long shot flyer on that guy. But
gosh,
this just feels like
Josh Connerly.
Yeah,
I would love if they announced that. That's who I've been telling you I like.
The problem is, though, I just feel like this is where I get worried about being the temptation that when the clock hits 10 minutes and the carrot dangles in front of you. We didn't think Tyler Warren was going to be here. Oh, but we need a left tackle. It's consistent to what we've been doing.
There's so much you can get right here. There's so much that you could get at 15 or 18. You still could have one of these guys available to you. I'd trade back. I would trade back right
now. Me too. But you got to have somebody that wants to tango.
True. I mean, all these damn people that they talking to, somebody.
What if somebody says whoever's at the Colts are at 14, they call you and say we want to move up to 10. You get to 14, and you also get our 2, and then you throw a 5th or something in there. I think I do that.
I do it.
So now you have 3 2s.
I can still get my tackle. I can still get one of the tight ends if I wanted to. At 14.
And you're loaded, and you have 3 picks. Now you'd have 4 picks in the top 50.
Mm-hmm.
And in a draft where 50 players are first round grades,
so you're
telling you
going to get 4 of them.
Well, it's just telling you that the depth of the first round is but the depth of the first 2 rounds is great.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody who's drafted at 35 might be listed at 18 on somebody else's board.
Yeah.
We don't see a lot of drafts like that. Usually it's like, these are your blue chippers, these are your second tier, and then the depth happens. This is kind of like 6-7 players heavy, and then a lot of depth from there. I'm with you. I Cap's just over here refreshing.
Bears just took Colston Loveland.
There it is. They took
10.
Colston Loveland.
I like that better than the other one.
I like that better than Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I do too. He can run the whole route tree, man. And he is what, 6'6"?
Dude, he's a dude. He's a dude. I wish I wanted to be jumping up and down right now, but I should be because they didn't trade. They didn't trade up. They didn't trade any picks. Colston Loveland to the Bears.
There you go.
He is a true receiver in a tight end's body. And if you put on the film, like you put the film next to each other, I'm talking about the whole enchilada, not somebody's mashed up YouTube video from Penn State. You Correct. Put Loveland versus Warren and you watch football. I'm not talking about wow plays. I'm talking about football, crisp route running, chipping a guy and releasing. Loveland, to me, wins every time. To me.
Agreed.
Every time. So kudos to the Bears on that particular player because I think Loveland is a better pick. 6'6", 248.
Hey, he's a big boy, and he probably put on another 10 pounds, and we might have just got I'm going to call it, we might have just got our Kelsey, man.
Woo! Now, but back to your thought on Cole Kmet. What's this tell Cole Kmet? How do you handle it, etc.?
How he has to handle it as a professional, he got to go in and get better. He got to go in and try to, I guess, he can't be a cancer in the locker room, right?
No, and I don't think he's that type of guy anyway.
But he can't do that because I think he's a young kid. I think he can play still. He just can't do the things that I think they're going to want him to do in this particular offense. So he's going to try. You got a year to prove it, but then you're also on the clock, or the film is being watched by other teams because you can go to another team and still play. There have been tight ends that we took in the first round, and then he went to Carolina, and he very well could go to the Hall of Fame.
49ers have just taken Georgia defensive end Michael Williams at 11.
I heard he is a monster.
He is.
Like a dog. Like he wants it. Like, whew, man, like a monster. See, I think he's small. He's 6'1", like 235, 240. And he's going to play on the edge. I don't know. I mean, but the production, I mean, he definitely gets after it.
Can you tell me the last time the Bears took a tight end in the top 10?
Mike Ditka.
Mike Ditka.
Mm-hmm.
1961.
I don't care about that stuff. How is this guy going to fit right now? He's going to be a plug and play toy. Here's let me give you this scenario. The only thing I don't like about Kmet is the price tag now. What's that?
He is.
Cap's legit. Yeah, Cap's disappointed.
I am not disappointed. I wanted an offensive lineman. I'm okay with that. I did not want Tyler Warren.
I didn't either. And I'm not saying Tyler Warren's not going to be a good football player, but all this, I saw people going, he's the next Brock Bowers. I was like, you better wait. Brock Bowers at freshman year, you can go, oh shit, that guy's going to be a guy in the league for a long time. You can't say this guy is going to be Brock Bowers, who just did something that no other player in the history of the game did this year in his rookie year.
By the way, Browns GM Andrew Berry just talked to the media about their moves and said, we did not receive one offer to trade out of 5. So all this bullshit from all these supposed insiders, Bears are trading up to get Jetty. No, they weren't. They were never doing that.
Smoke, man. That's why there's been so much talk. That's exactly what we talked about the Raiders when they picked Genty. They blew the smoke the other way saying, oh, we got a veteran Hall of Fame head coach here. They need to build this. They got Geno Smith. They need to protect Geno. They're not taking Ashton Genty. We read something that says the entire traveling party was wearing Raiders gear. This is all agent talk / they're doing a moment of silence. The 50th anniversary of Walter Payton's selection and a moment of silence for Mongo. That's pretty class act there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
50 years ago, they took Walter Payton.
That's hard to believe,
at
man.
4. It's funny, when I was in college, AB, Ryan, I'm in college. We go to the draft, me and a bunch of my teammates. We go to the draft, and the Bears are picking, I don't remember who they took in the first round, but at 30, they had another pick. I think it was 30, or maybe it was 40. I think it was 40. They have another pick. And we're at the Vikings draft party because we went to school in Minnesota. Back then, you weren't in a war room. There's Mike Lynn, the president of the Vikings. He's sitting right there with the helmet with the phone built into it. You remember those?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
They're next. And he's got his arms crossed, and they go, Chicago Bears select Michael Singletary, linebacker, Baylor. And he takes something off his thing and goes, fuck! That was their guy. And then he became a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tremendous.
Oh, yeah.
There's the Bears war room, and they are excited.
Well, have you ever seen a pissed off war room other than draft day?
But that tells you how much, because that was the first real curveball in the draft, like, of a player. There was trades, but we thought all these other guys were on. Nobody had Colston Loveland going 10.
There were people that said Colston Loveland could or would go before Tyler Warren. They just didn't
have him to the Bears.
But look at this kid, man. You watch the film of him right here. Like that play they're showing. That play they're showing. Like this is, look at where he was lined up on that first play. Now he's on the inside. Look, little chip and release. This is what I'm talking about right here. When you turn the film on, he does things different than Tyler Warren. He does things the way you would want. Like if a coach all the times with the red laser pointer stops the film and brings it back and puts it on 18 here, it's because he does shit the right way. Now, of course, this is a highlight tape right now they're showing, but
I've never seen anybody look bad on the highlight film.
But I'm just telling you, some of the stuff we just talked about, though, the chip and release, lining up as a wideout. There's a lot of ways you can use this kid. He's not, if you're looking at him to keep him in on third and short to get the run block, he's probably not your guy. Maybe that's where Cole comes in. But
I think he's a faster. This is crazy. But I was there and I watched him his first year before you guys knew him. I think he's a faster Jimmy Graham.
Really?
Faster Jimmy Graham, like Jimmy Graham was Jimmy in New Orleans, you're saying?
Yeah, because he didn't play. He was a basketball player now.
No,
he was a basketball player.
That guy.
And so he didn't play a whole lot my year down there, his first year. And then he blew up. This kid right here already plays football. He already knows the ins and outs of football. I think he's going to be
a really good player.
He'll be damn. And I think it has a lot to do with what the offensive scheme is and how they're going to play him. His skill set fits that.
Fits 12 personnel with him and Cole.
Yeah. It fits that. So, yeah, I mean, that's wow.
Hey, you're watching our Recap Football Draft Night live show. It's brought to you by our great partners at Lakeside Bank. Here are some fun facts about the draft from our sponsor, Lakeside Bank. The draft began way back in 1936. 90 names were put on a chalkboard in the Philadelphia Ritz-Carlton that first year, which makes the draft 89 years old. There were 9 rounds in 1936, no media coverage. Interestingly, only 24 players chose to suit up in the NFL that year. And I think it's fair to say Bears' choices over the years have been, well, equally interesting. Now Lakeside Bank clocks in at 59 years old, and they've been putting a fine team on the field every one of those years. Thanks, Lakeside, for always making Chicago proud. We love banking with you. Lakeside Bank. It's about time.
Dog wants to make a deposit right there.
Yeah.
Better be careful.
Man, these dogs, man, they never stop.
What if I told you this? What if I told you the Bears at 39 now get Connerly?
I'd be elated.
Get who?
Josh Connerly.
Oh, well.
Or what if you trade back into the first round and get him? Then you get the 5th-year option.
Is that do you trade like 39 and a 5th or something to do that?
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
Would you do that, Alex?
Yeah, I probably would. I mean, I don't like trading away draft capital. So if he's gone, would you address the the running back position at that point.
Yes.
Yeah, Travion Henderson, Ohio State.
Well,
I love him.
I love that.
Love that guy.
Dude,
I love him.
talk about.
He's good. He's good, man. He's good. Yeah.
I'm just saying there's a scenario where what if they got both at 39 and 41? Then you're all of a sudden going like, wait a minute. The Bears kept everything. They got everything. And what? It's possible. Now, we may find out 3 picks from now that Connerly gets picked and then there's a run. And because what's funny is what? How many tackles have been taken? 2?
2. Yep. Banks.
3. Because the kid, the Mizzou right tackle. But I'm looking for left tackle. Me too. Sorry. We're in the market for left tackles here. Yeah. So we're 12 picks. We're down to the 12th pick. I'm telling you right now, and I want to know if we had the opportunity to ask GMs right now, certainly at the end of the night, the Jacksonville trade, did that just immediately pull the rug out from every GM trying to make a trade? Because I think it did.
I mean, Cleveland said at 5, we got no calls.
You know why? Because the team that traded with them traded a first rounder next year. I'd be like, because now Cleveland holds all the cards. They go, hey, yeah, oh no, we'll move down to 8. It's going to cost you the second. We'll pick swap it and next year's first. I'd be like, yeah, we're cool. I'm not Jacksonville here. And he'd be like, oh, well, that's fine because we found a team to do that. I'm just telling. And maybe what Alex said earlier, that owner peeks his head back in the room and goes, hey, remember that? Yeah, they ain't doing that anymore. We'll stay at 8 and see what happens. Although we are seeing a lot of
okay, so does that mean?
Yeah. We got you.
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay. So if what about the guy that Olin's talking about out of Minnesota?
He's projected early 2nd round.
Well, guess who has an early 2nd round pick?
2 of them.
Correct. Right. I mean, he's a big boy now. He's 6'6", 330. That's a big kid. Shoot. Jeez.
I mean,
you think that this puts Cole Kmet in? I'm not saying to get cut today, but after this season puts him in jeopardy.
No, I think it's a done deal. I think he got 1 more year with the Bears.
Because if he's getting paid $14 million or whatever a year, and this kid's a stud, you're not paying this kid's more of a Y, Cole's more of an X, right?
Well, correct. I mean, this kid is more athletic. He's going to make the plays. He can run the whole damn route tree. We know Cole Kmet can't do that. But no, he's a better player for the defense, for the offense that the Bears are going to be running. So yeah, he's just a better. His skill set fits this offense a lot better than Cole Kmet's. Cole Kmet, I'm sure this was a dream to play for the team you grew up rooting for. You got 1 more year. You got 1 more. It's over.
And I mean, some of it is not his fault. Like he had the play callers last year, horrific. Didn't play into his skill set. Didn't really play into him at all. I mean, he had multiple games last year, of 0 targets. And I'll be honest with you, Alex, that can't all be play calling. Because there's got to be a little bit of sandlot there sometimes too, where your quarterback's going, well, I know I got you as my safety. So I'm not that might sound unfair to Cole Kmet, but I expected Cole Kmet to make a big leap this year.
I'll be honest with you. I wanted a left tackle, but I like the Bears pick. I would not have liked it if it was Tyler Warren.
He fits it. He fits, though. The kid fits, and you see how explosive he is. You see he's a mismatch for linebackers. He's a mismatch for tight end or for corners. What safety are you going to put on him that can cover him? Come on. He's a mismatch for anybody in that back 7. So, yes, he's a great addition to the offense. So, yeah, and that's the whole thing with Cole. I'll say this. They will go to him. If this isn't his last year, they'll go to him and ask him to take a pay cut. And if he takes a pay cut, then maybe he'll be around because of what you were saying earlier, how they love to run 12 personnel. They need that other tight end in there.
I mean, this is part of the game, part of the business. I like Cole Kmet, but I mean, like, let's be honest. Is he a top 10 tight end in the NFL today?
No.
Who,
He's being paid like he's a top 5 one, though.
I know that.
Right. He's getting paid crazy money, and he's not that good.
Correct. I mean, that's what it is. So, no. But
I'm really curious to see what happens here in the mid round of the first round, because this is where, like I expected the Cowboys to do something stupid because Jerry Jones, and he was out there spewing all that garbage. Oh, we got multiple calls. And again, this is all smoke, but
who is he going to take a corner?
Micah Parsons. I'm very upset. That was supposed to be our pick. Tet McMillan. He was supposed to be opposite CeeDee Lamb. He's upset. Yep.
John Greenberg.
Okay, so maybe they're going for another receiver.
Maybe.
John Greenberg says there was only room for one Warren at Hallis Hall.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
Ben Johnson utilized multiple tight ends on around 35% of their offensive sets last year in Detroit.
That was second or third most in the NFL.
With Loveland now and Kmet, the Bears have solidified a key part of their desired scheme. Who'd the Cowboys take?
Frank Caliendo. What?
Tyler Booker. They took the guard out of Alabama.
That's a good. That seems like a reach.
That is.
Hey, you might want to do the Big Fudge here. Big Fudge 33 is asking if anyone's checked in on Olin yet, because you know how Olin's going to feel about taking a tight end.
We're gonna go get the tackle that he wants, though. If we go get the tackle that he wants, then I think he'll be all right.
That's a good call. If you say to him, we can still get your guy at 39.
Yeah, I think he'll be good with that.
I saw a video of Olin from a couple years ago, and when the Bears picked, I'm trying to remember who they took, and it wasn't a lineman. He took his mic off, got up, and walked out of the studio.
You know what? So Olin, and he said it so many times. He's like, just look, your favorite team, just look at where the money is, look at where the draft capital is being put, and you wonder, like, why one side destroys and the other side is always lacking. Well, now we see a different field. We went after the offensive line in the offseason, and we're going after the offensive. Well, we got a quarterback last year in the draft. Now we're going and we got a tight end that I think fits perfectly for what Ben Johnson wants to do. So, hey, they're putting the pieces together. This isn't a puzzle that you put together in 1 year.
So they are saying that this will be the third Tyler playing on the offensive line for Dallas, and he slides right into Zach Martin, who just retired. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So they had to get a guard.
It had to be Tyler. Or what?
Be that offensive lineman at picking O-line.
Tyler Booker's a really good player. Like I hope that he was there in round 2, and obviously he was not.
We got Jess here saying the Steelers have swapped with Miami. Either she's saying that or she's rooting for that. I know Jess from the lunch hour show, big Pittsburgh fan. But if Steelers did trade up here, we know their desperation for a quarterback.
They want a quarterback.
But
reportedly today, a guy who's a well-known broadcaster at Pittsburgh reported Aaron Rodgers has been visiting different country clubs quietly, hoping
in the Pittsburgh area?
Yeah, in the Pittsburgh area.
Huh.
This is an interesting fact about Loveland that I think is important, and Alex, you certainly could chime in on this, but Loveland just turned 21 earlier this month.
Wow.
So in a game where, age seems to be talked about more than ever about, this guy's entering his age 27 year, getting a guy that's a year younger on the clock, technically, that might have played into the decision too, not just athleticism. I know we're talking 15, 16, 17th down the chart here, but he just turned 21.
I mean, that just shows how good he is against.
That's true.
Playing against in a college era that these kids some of them are 25 years old.
Right.
And it's like, and he's still able to stand out and be dominant. And like, I think they got a hell of a player. Now, taking him at 10, maybe that's a reach. Maybe. But if he's your guy, then who gives a shit, right?
Bears Director of Player Personnel, Jeff King. Colston Loveland is all the things that we're trying to build here. He encompasses that as a person, and we're not even getting to the field yet. He was the best fit for us.
Let's get to the field. Let's go. Let's stay on the field, because you throw a bunch of good guys out there, you're gonna get your ass whooped. So let me get a couple of hoodlums as well now.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's important. I like what Alex just said, though, right? Like, before you made that comment too. Like, if he's your guy, he's your guy.
Yes.
Can you make an argument that he could have gone lower than 10? Hell yeah. But we don't know what the price to move.
They're comparing him to Sam Laporta of the Lions.
Well, let's hope. I hate comps. I really do, because people just give you the name they want to hear. Like, we just got Sam Laporta or LaDainian Tom. I want someone to come out and actually say, we comp him to Cedric Benson. Actually, rest in peace. But, like, we comp him to a guy who had a lot of talent and didn't make it. So you can actually go, ceiling, LaDainian, floor, just kind of a guy. I think the comp thing is.
Colston Loveland turned 21
I just said
earlier this month. I didn't hear you. I'm looking at. I didn't hear you say that. I'm looking at who's going next. I've got to think it's Shedeur Sanders, right?
Yes. If Pittsburgh did,
trading up.
Dolphins say the pick is in.
The Dolphins, the pick's in. Cole is more on the tight end line. Loveland is more the receiver the Bears need, no doubt. That says the pick is in, but if usually says the pick's in, then that means there's no trade.
Correct.
Because they'll announce the trade and put that team on the clock.
Right, because that team still has that amount of time. They don't get to reset the clock.
Right. Yeah.
So the Dolphins are going to take this pick.
Who knows what they're another team that's hard to figure out, but we're kind of in that like no man's land area of the draft now, where you just kind of have to wait and see. But back to my point on Loveland, I'm with you. Like, I guess I really like the dude, and I really like the player and the fit. I just wish I was like doing cartwheels right now, but I knew it wasn't going to be a night like that anyway. And the reason I say this, because I do feel like maybe he was more 15, 18-ish. Yep. But if you didn't find a taker to move down, no one's trading up. No one is, other than the Cleveland Jacksonville trade. I'm telling you, man, I think that trade blew up all of this. Oh, there's going to be chaos and it's unpredictable. I think it was like, holy hell.
So the Dolphins are what number pick?
What do you say, Alex? 13.
You remember when Indianapolis took the guard that we wanted? What's that guard named? Nelson?
Yeah,
Quentin Nelson.
We really wanted Quentin Nelson. He was taking a pick before that.
Yeah, so we got Roquan.
Like, don't allow that to happen. If he's your guy, damn it, take him. If you go down to 14 and he goes at 13, now you're just pissed off, forever? Because he was the perfect fit for what you want to do. So just get him. Get him. If he turns out to be, and Kelsey's crazy, right? But if he turns out to be anything close to that, or Kittle, and you can put him in somewhat in that category, who cares where you took him at 10 or you took him at 18? Doesn't matter.
I mean, if he makes a Pro Bowl, you can make that. Yeah, you can make that argument. And I'm not talking about like the 7th alternate. Like, he actually makes the Pro Bowl as a tight end.
Pro Bowl is almost like, it's feeling more like participation trophies to me.
It is. I mean, Mitch Trubisky was a Pro Bowler. But to your point about, if you feel like, if Ryan Pace back in the 17 draft, he was sitting 3, but he was so convinced when he woke up in the morning and so scared that the Niners were going to take Mitch Trubisky that he had to make that trade.
He called.
You got to tip your cap.
Texted him and said, "I just drafted Drew Brees."
Yep,
that's literally what he told you, right?
His words. He said, "Alex, I think he's in there." I text him. I said, "You got to have some big," and I said, "big balls to make that pick." He texted back and said, "Alex, I think he's the next Drew Brees." Okay, if you believe that, then you got to take him. I don't give a damn what it costs.
Kenneth Grant to the Dolphins, we said. And now Pat McAfee said, what is his favorite pick so far through the first 14?
Lovely.
Maryville High School, Northwest Indiana. Let's go, Kenny Grant.
Kenny Grant.
Pat McAfee and Peter Schrager, both. My favorite pick in the draft so far is who?
Colston Loveland. You're tipping your cap.
Colston Loveland.
Yeah. He fits when you watch him and then you watch what Laporta. I don't think Laporta's the comp. I think he looks faster. He looks more athletic. Like
Laporta looks like a tight end to me.
Correct. I honestly, like what I said earlier, I think he's a faster Jimmy Graham. That's what I think he is.
Man, I like that. I like that a lot. Like the guy who
look at him, look how he high points the ball like a basketball player. I wouldn't be shocked if he played basketball through high school.
See, like Tyler Warren at 14 to the Colts. I like that. Now I like that pick for Indianapolis. Tyler Warren at 14 to the Colts. Mm-hmm. It's the first time that Chris Ballard's actually done something right there in a long time. I think
he picked Richardson.
I'm
hoping that turnaround. Good Lord.
Well, I mean, they don't know what Richardson's taking himself out of games.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah, but like, to your point, like here's the thing about conviction. Going back to Ryan Pace, he told you that night, I think he's Drew Brees. You know what? More power to you, because if he is, you're a Hall of Fame GM. And if he isn't, you're fired. And that's what happens. And if you have that conviction and can go down swinging, I can live with that.
Yep.
I can actually live with that. So, it didn't work out for Pace.
You got to be able to stand on either the north side or the south side of the fence. You can't just stand on the damn fence.
No.
You know what I mean? Make a decision. And he made a decision. Like when we got Thomas Jones that runs for 1,400 yards, and we got the fourth pick, I want to say it was in the draft, and then we picked Cedric Benson. It's like, what the hell are we doing? We don't make it to the Super Bowl without both of them.
No doubt about it.
I don't think the Detroit Lions are the same without taking Jahmyr Gibbs, and everybody was looking at them like they was crazy.
Hey, Calvin Banks was crying when he got picked, and he threw up on TV.
Wow.
Threw up.
Wow.
Poor babies throwing up on national television during the draft.
That's emotion, right?
That is emotion, man.
You got cameras in your face, family all over the place. Alex talked about Alex had the reverse effect of that. He had all of that, and then he kept sliding, and the phone wasn't ringing. He's like, "Get the hell out! I don't want this anymore." He's gonna throw up for different reasons.
Cap, it's very hard. I don't think anybody that gets drafted tonight or gets drafted, period, honestly. Maybe there's a couple guys throughout the whole draft, but tonight, every guy that you see get drafted tonight, for as long as they remember, as long as they can remember, they've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
Like think about that. Like for as long as they can remember, they've been dreaming about this moment, and then it happens. And like right here with Tyler Warren, he's got his family around. That's all those days his pops or his mom or his uncles work with him. Like all this stuff is coming together, and he's getting picked in the NFL and doing what he loves to do. It's crazy.
17 straight years an Alabama player has gone in the first round.
Great catch, shitty coverage. I'm watching the Tyler Warren highlight tape, but like this is good stuff.
How about this? Michigan has had 3 players go in the top 13. Grant, Colston Loveland, and Mason Graham.
Yep.
3. That's pretty impressive.
Is it? 2 of them was tight ends.
No.
Oh, my bad. Loveland and
2 D tackles.
My bad.
And a tight end.
My bad.
All right, so they're showing the highlight tape here. The last 2 plays they showed of Tyler Warren, he was lined up at quarterback. One he actually did a wildcat. The other one he threw the ball. Here he is. That right there is just that's a great catch. I'm sitting on Tyler Warren. He's a good football player. But I'm telling you, I watched the tape. I love film. Film never lies.
So Shadur Sanders tweeted, "I'm built for whatever today may bring." Somebody tweeted back at him, "What about tomorrow?"
Quinn, stop it. I am not waiting on that. But when you look at him, in my mind, I see Kittle. when I watch him. I see Kittle.
Tyler Warren?
Yeah, that's who I see.
That's a pretty damn good football player.
He's not bad. He's not a bad player. He's a good player. But if we're talking about you're gonna give me a faster Jimmy Graham or Kittle, I'm taking the faster Jimmy Graham. That's what I'm doing.
And you got to think about scheme and fit too. So especially with this scheme, 12 personnel, fit, quarterback, other weapons, etc. That obviously plays into it as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's not we're not. I mean, I'm not sitting up here trying to make this kid look bad so our pick will feel better. No,
exactly. That's how I feel.
He's a good player. We made a good pick on a kid that we believe is a better fit for the offense Ben Johnson is going to run. Could Warren run it? Sure. But who could run it better? I think Loveland fits better.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough to argue that. That's why that goes into like desperation on draft night. And people start, we like this kid. That's why I keep going back to Jacksonville, man. I'm blown away that they had no conversations or contact with Travis Hunter for 2 months, and they just traded up and gave up a first rounder next year to pick him. That blows my mind. That means you haven't had a real conversation in 60 days about where this guy fits in your organization, how you see him on the field, where he fits offensively, defensively, both, neither, etc. And now you're just like, look at what we did. We knew all along. I don't buy it. I don't.
What are the meetings for, though? What are the meetings for? Meetings for me, the meetings are for, if I'm meeting, I remember when Myles Garrett came out and they were talking about he's a really, really bright kid. I don't know how long he's going to play football. The meeting for me is to see how much they love football. I don't think that's a question for Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
I think he loves football. Is he an athlete? Sure. Is he going to upgrade?
The player said to you when you interviewed him, and you said, do you love football? And he said, man, it's a job to me. I'll do my job because I'm the best at it. Do I want to sit on the couch and watch football on my off days? No.
I'm not drafting that guy.
He better be Randy Moss.
Yeah,
Like he better be Randy Moss. Like I want guys that love football because football is hard. Football is tedious. It gets like nobody, especially in Jacksonville, nobody wants to practice at 105 degrees. Like nobody wants to do that. So you gotta love this to do it. And when you're hurt, and you will be hurt, will you play? If you can only play or do your job when you're 100%, then I don't want you on my team because you're rarely going to be 100%.
Hey, Matt, go back to the other one first before we talk about Alex Brown, Bull Rush, and Braxton. Swayze, I love you, man.
Yeah,
but Adam Shaheen went to Ashland University. Tyler Warren
went to Penn State.
And won about every damn award you could possibly win in Division I as a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Bears drafted Shaheen. Oh, yes, Lenny, I think you're out of your mind. Let me tell you, Lenny, that when they traded up to draft Adam Shaheen and everyone went, wait a minute, and they Googled him, that's a bad sign. When you're Googling a guy in the second round, not a good sign. And that's what Adam Shaheen was.
Hey, Guff, somebody got to get fired that night because in that draft, guess who went in the 5th round?
George Kittle.
And he's in our backyard.
He wanted to be a Bear.
And he loves the Bears. Tight end, and we don't get him, and he's in our backyard. Whoever has that area as a scout, he's gone. You pick Shaheen over him. Yeah, you're gone.
In the second round.
And you traded up for him.
Correct. Yeah. So he was jumping on the table like, yeah, we got to take this guy. We got to take him. All right. I would ask any scout doing that, would you put your job on it? Because my job as a GM, it's on it. So would you put your job on it if he doesn't pan out? If that's a no, then you need to sit your ass down.
Holston Loveland just told the media that Ben Johnson told him before the draft, you remind me a lot of Sam Laporta, who I coached in Detroit. So he said, that would be great. I'd love to be that good. So there you go.
You know what? I like his response.
He is so excited. He said after his pro day, he got the feeling Chicago was starting to zero in on him.
Whoa. Hold
Hey,
on.
Bubs, you're screwing with us, man. With these comments, Atlanta did not take Shedeur Sanders. I mean,
No.
you're making. Yeah, I'm worried about Alex. I'm about to send a well-being check on a guy I can see on a screen because I'm worried about what he's feeling down there.
Oh my gosh. That would be the I see him all the time. God dang. The GM at the Falcons.
It's Raheem Morris is the coach.
Yeah.
Terry Fontenot.
Fontenot. So Terry Fontenot, I see him at
Falcons take Georgia DE Jalen Walker.
That's who a lot of people wanted the Bears to take.
Yeah.
That's good. He's a good player. So Fontenot he was at the Saints when I was there, so I knew him from that. And now him, Pace, they're all here. And I see him at the soccer games, and we sit down and talk. And I'm like, if he had taken Sanders, because I asked him when he took Penix last year, he comes up to the games like, "Hey, Alex, what's going on?" I was like,
"You tell me."
Penix. He's like, "Listen, you know the situation we were in. The quarterback situation we've been in the past few years. We're never gonna be in that situation again." I was like, "Okay, like I get it, because you just got
Cousins.
You just got Cousins, and now you take Penix Jr. And it's like, okay, like, Penix they love him here. They love him. And
you know what? It's funny. 12 months later, that pick doesn't look so bad, does it?
No, not at
what
all.
looks bad is why the hell did you sign Kirk Cousins for 110? Penix was not an issue. That looks to be a good pick, actually.
They got Kirk Cousins with 185.
Whatever it was too much.
So Colston Loveland's meeting the media. Have you heard from anybody yet other than he talked to Poles and Ben Johnson? He said, yeah, I just got a call. It was Caleb Williams. Let's go. Let's get to work.
There we go.
I love that.
Yes.
Quinn's got do you know about Mike Green, Alex? What do you think about Mike Green?
Mike Green is a great player from Marshall, but he's got two different sexual assault allegations against him. He was not charged in either one. He is a freaking monster as a pass rusher.
He is.
He's a top 10 talent in the draft.
Oh, then we need to take a real close look at him.
He's really good.
Then what are we doing? If he's that good, the off the field issues, we should have something in place in-house at Hallis Hall that can help a kid like that. Because we were going through this crap while we didn't take Jalen
Carter. Yep.
Jalen Carter.
The exact thing. Yep.
So we didn't take Jalen Carter because of off the field issues. Now we should have something in place 3 years later.
That's fair.
He is a hell of a player.
This is what he said at the combine.
Because you don't have something in place to help them off the field.
Here's what he said at the combine. I've done nothing wrong. There's accusations out there. I've never been questioned. I've never been asked. Nobody ever asked me a question about what happened before I departed from Virginia. It was just accusations that caused me to leave. I'm still answering the questions. Mm-hmm. So, look, no one likes the allegations. There's no doubt about that, especially when there's multiple. But that guy, the tape don't lie on him again. But I'm with you. Like, we're 2 years removed from Jalen Carter, and the Bears are at a different spot. And yes. I think even the infrastructure of their coaching staff is better. I mean, you have a defensive coordinator that's been a head coach in the league for 8 years. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely. This is the stuff right here. This right here is why you want to talk to a kid. This is why you want to look a kid in the face, why you would meet him over and over and over again, because you want to be convinced that he has, or that there is nothing there, right? If there's nothing there, and that he understands how this situation could affect this team and his future. And if he understands that and he gets it, then now let's go to the film.
Well, and in this league, in this case, it's a one strike and you're out rule. It's not three. It's one strike. One major thing like this, one bad decision off the field, and you know this. It's different than when you played even 20 years ago. It's different.
Whoa.
I'm thinking, what? Whoa.
Okay, I mean,
Hey, by the way,
we gotta say it though.
who was in the locker room after those games you played? This guy right here. So 20 years is still a long time ago for me too.
100%.
But my point is, you have the infrastructure, and you don't. And you could say this as a player, because I'm trying to think of a guy who would be a good example. Like when Tank had the gun issues off the field. Mm-hmm. You guys had the right guys in the locker room
to hold him accountable.
You can't just have your GM and your coach be the guys that hold you. You need the room to do it. And you guys had that room when that stuff was going on.
You also had Matt Eberflus versus Ben Johnson.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, one guy who had zero cachet about it.
But hang on. Even if Eberflus was capable of holding a guy accountable, at the end of the day, he's not in the locker room when the guys are actually, getting ready for the game and doing all that shit, when they're actually having real talk you need that 53 to be strong. True. And they had that in 04, 05, 06, 07 in Chicago for guys that had that slipped up. And now with the way social media is, et cetera, it's 10 times more amplified. So do they have those guys now? And I would argue, yes. Look at the veterans you've just brought in this offseason and where they came from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jarrett, Tooney,
Dahlman.
Guys that win, guys that understand what it takes to win, the type of organization, how things got to be. And if you bring that Bub thing back up, I think that's a totally different situation. I think what Tyreek Stevenson did, when you tell somebody they're not the starter and they walk off the damn practice field, I would have cut him immediately, because there's some stuff that I'm not putting up with. Like, what do you mean? You so you're not gonna practice now because you're not the starter? Nah, I would have been gone.
Yeah, and you know what? But you had your head coach go up to the podium and say he apologized, and they said, "No, coach, all due respect." He tweeted, and he said, "Well, yeah, he apologized."
He said that to me on the radio that morning before he met the media. I go, "Coach, how can you not demand an apology?" He goes, "He apologized on Twitter." I'm like, "That's not an apology."
No, it's not. It's not.
But if you listen, did you read the Esquire interview with Caleb Williams?
No.
Very good. He got interviewed in Copenhagen, Denmark, because that's where his girlfriend is going to school and her family's from there. Okay. And he sat down, did this long interview, and he said Eberflus basically lost the team after the Hail Mary.
No, I mean, I can't believe anybody had to interview him to know that shit. Like,
seriously. Yeah. Seriously. That you don't lose that. I mean, you shouldn't lose that game. You shouldn't lose that game.
But they lost that game before. They lost that game well before.
You know what, Greg, you know what? I appreciate you because Cap and Gov, they sitting up here acting like they ain't finna act like my Gators just won a national championship in basketball. Come on now.
Who picked them?
You didn't mention it right now. You see, I've been wearing this.
Hey, Greg, I'll do respect to Greg there. If we did not point that out at any point in this show, we've been on the air for 2 hours.
Walter and Nolan. See you later.
Cap has said cachet at least 10 times. Look at Cap commenting on his own show, commenting about the word that you've been saying all along.
That's not me. That's Katie.
I did pick Florida for the record to win it all. So
perfect. See,
I got a text from AB when he said, "Oh, you picked the Gators." That's right, I did.
Dang right.
Happy, yeah.
We're the only team to win 3 and 3 in football. We're the only team. I mean, we are the everything school. No other school can do the stuff we do year round. We're winning national championships all the time, or in the national championship.
Hey, whoa.
Your football program right now is not great.
What are we talking about?
And the last high pick you guys had out of your school for football, Anthony Richardson blows.
Well, he was a top 5 pick.
He stinks.
He was a top 5 pick. Peyton Manning stunk his first year.
Anthony Richardson
stunk his second year too.
All I'm saying is he stunk. So did Johnny Unitas. And they're great. So we don't know what he can do. We don't know.
Man, I love what's great about when you win a title is you bring all the other banners back too. Had Florida lost the national championship, ain't nothing's being said because it's been 20 years since they'd won back-to-back with Billy Donovan and Joe Keem.
Right.
And it's almost been 20 years since your last football title, too.
Yeah, and we damn near won back-to-back then. So, I mean, we won.
But my point is, when you win everything, it's like, well, look, we're winning. We've won 3 football. We've won 3 basketball. I love it. I do the same.
But in between that, see, and that's the part I'm talking about. In between that, people only look at basketball and football. We're winning national titles at everything else, too.
They just asked Walter.
That's fair.
Walter Nolan, how would you describe yourself as a player? I'm the next Aaron Donald, man.
Man, wait, you know what? People will be saving those receipts because I can tell you right now, you don't come out on draft night and talk about you being the best defensive tackle of all time. I'm sorry. You don't. You don't.
And I wish there was a bet on FanDuel or something right now to say he's not. I'd take it.
They won't even take the bet because you got to put $5,000 on just to win 100. Our NFL draft presentation sponsored by Lakeside Bank. Lakeside has been the #1 pick for Chicagoland banking for 59 years. From first pick to Mr. Irrelevant, the draft is always fascinating, and we're pleased to be able to cover the draft for you thanks to our sponsor, our good friends at Lakeside Bank. Your support is much appreciated, Lakeside. Thank you for being our bank and for being here with us for the NFL draft and the draft coverage. Cap, what do you got? You're a resident insider. You look like Adam Schefter over there, just spewing tweets talking about who's going where.
I think the Bears are still going to try and trade back up into the end of the first if they can and get themselves a lineman where they would have a 5th-year option. I think that's a huge thing in a salary cap-driven environment.
Do you really think they're going to do that?
I think that they're going to try. Now, if somebody asks you for stupid capital, no, they'll wait till tomorrow.
There's been one flipping trade tonight, right? One trade?
Yes. Daniel Pierce wants to know, did Alex Brown acknowledge and celebrate 4-17 like all Mizzou fans in honor of their win against Florida? I'm just curious. Take that, MIZZOU.
It's basketball. Very few teams go undefeated. I mean, it's basketball. Yeah, you lose some.
What was your record? How many years you play at Florida?
4.
What was your record?
I think we lost 10 games. My 4 years.
This guy's spewing about a regular season loss that lost. Didn't they get beat by Drake in the first round? Yeah. Daniel, appreciate the donation.
They went winless last year in the SEC.
Daniel, I appreciate the donation. We're big fans of you. But, man, you're going to come top rope and shit from, like, February of a game you beat Florida. I don't know the exact date. But I'm positive on that, right? Didn't Mizzou get knocked out by Drake in the first round? Okay. Sure. No, I know why you don't know, Alex, because that was so long ago at this point. It was all about who's last man standing.
I wouldn't worry about the first round game. I wouldn't worry about that. It was that damn UConn game had me scared. I was scared about that one. That one was scary. But isn't this very similar to how Michigan fans were when they beat Ohio State? Then Ohio State wins the championship. I mean, we do the same thing now.
We all do.
The kid with Caleb Downs, the safety at Ohio State. So we played against them here at Buford, and we beat them. But then their team, they went and won the state title because we lost in like the 3rd round. But their state ring says 15-1 because they lost to us. So you got to take your wins where you can get them.
No, you take those wins. I'm just giving him shit.
Y'all ain't gonna get one of these, Mizzou. Y'all ain't gonna get
they sent those hats to. They sent those hats to the guys over in Africa, man. Remember when they do the losing team, like the kids in Zimbabwe are all walking around with Mizzou national champion shirts.
Yep.
That's what
right along with them. Right along with those Chicago Bears Super Bowl champion shirts.
Oh yeah, they got those 2006 ones.
They got those too.
Those things
Erica wants to know. We've been talking a little bit about it. I just went through the draft right now up to date. So she wants to know what they think the Bears will do in the second round. So here are the tackle. It's Campbell Membu, which again is a right tackle. It's from Mizzou, with all due respect. Mizzou getting the 7th overall pick. And Kelvin Banks is the left tackle. That's it. Those are the only tackles that have been taken through 16 picks, which tells you, I don't know. Like, that's why you have the luxury of kind of sitting here going, maybe we don't need to trade back in. Now, there's still half of the first round left, folks. Half. We were
But
just at
most
the
of these
midway
teams, do they need it? I mean, yeah. I mean, if you look at them, I'm sure half of the teams don't need it. That's why they have these late picks. Teams that need a left tackle, they probably in that first half of the picks because they're in trouble and their quarterback's getting smashed. You know.
Well, those teams need more than another edge rusher just went off the board. Shamar Stewart. Actually, Shamar Stewart was a guy who visited the Bears last week.
We ran into by dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And some mocks had him in top 10. To go 17th, that's a really good pick for the Bengals who have issues and trying to get Hendrickson locked up.
Yeah, they get him, and now they could trade Trey Hendrickson to the Bears maybe for a third-round pick.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either. I don't want to pay a guy $30 million a year, blow up my cap. He's a good player, though. Last 2 years, AB, 17 and a half sacks each year. What's the most number of sacks you had in a season?
9.
9?
8.
8?
Including the playoffs. I never got that 10. I never did. And
Mark
that was brought
Anderson
up.
got 10, right?
Nope, he got 12.
And was out of the league like 2 years later.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he actually went to New England. I think he played 4 or 5 years at New England, man. He did.
He did?
But yeah, he did. He just, I don't know. He was a pass rush specialist. That's
Bubs
what
wants to know, AB, who's the best tackle you ever played against?
Oh man. Oh gosh, Walter Jones, and not even close.
From the Seahawks?
Yep.
Yeah, pretty damn good player.
Yeah, he was nuts. And I went against all of them. I went against Pace. I went against Pace.
Orlando Pace.
St. Louis. I went against Kansas City. Willie Roaf. Went against him.
Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Willie Roaf's a Hall of Famer, right?
It's the left tackle. Yeah. But it's the left tackle. It's like the left tackle is typically the best offensive lineman. Typically. That's who I had to go against. And Wale would always be talking crap about how I can't get to the quarterback. AB, you got to tighten up. I'm like, how about you bring your ass over here and get some of this left tackle over here?
Right. Let me have the other guy.
Yes, exactly. Let me go over there to what was his name? The right tackle for Green Bay.
What year would this be?
Let's call it 2005.
2005 Packers.
The worst body right tackle I've ever seen.
Not Bakhtiari. He's still in the league.
Bakhtiari's
done. This guy's not in the league anymore. No way.
No.
But dang it.
Who we blanking on? It's got to be
not Flanagan.
Offensive starter, right tackle, Mark Tauscher. He's a broadcaster now for ESPN Wisconsin.
Owned Wale. Owned it. And he couldn't move. He just, whatever he did was perfectly wrong for what Wale did.
It was great technique.
He would kill Wale. And I'm over there with the left tackle.
The left tackle was Chad Clifton.
Chad Clifton, crazy enough, was on the Tennessee team that I got my 5 sacks against when I was at Florida. He was the left tackle for them. I got 2 against him, 3 against the right tackle.
Wow.
Yeah, he swore out. And during the games, so you're offsides. I'm like, seriously? Like, you got to get over that. Come on, man. You got to get over that.
How much talking goes on?
I don't think as much as people think, but it's not like bitching back and forth or pissed off at each other. Like some of the guys and you've been going against them for a long time. So you don't, it's like, hey, man, I heard you had another kid. Are you stopping? Is that 5 now? Like stuff like that. Like during the timeouts, like that type of stuff. It's rarely like some guys you just don't like. And yeah, it might be that, but that's very few guys that you just can't stand.
Well, we've got another pick coming in. I think it's the Seahawks, right?
Yeah.
We'll see who they take. That pick is in.
You want to say, hey, Karen wants to say, hey.
I have 2 bones to pick.
Look at you both wearing Florida
Hey,
stuff.
there's my favorite part of the family right there.
Why don't I have one of those hoodies?
Yeah, I know. See, we got to
I'll get you one of those. What size? Small?
No.
No, hell no. Large.
Wow. Man, this is live, man. What are you doing? Take that damn hat off.
Large because I like them big.
Carrie,
This is our viral moment of this show, brought to you by Lakeside Bank.
Carrie,
It's about
We went
time.
a lot of ways with that one. We could have went down a lot of roads
give
with
the
that one.
address, okay?
You guys know.
And I'm going to send a gift pack for her.
Thank you.
You got it.
And I like how you have your hat backwards.
Okay,
That's
that's
okay.
enough.
Okay. You already got the care
That's
package
enough.
coming
All
out.
Like, you're already getting the package. Like, geez,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Carrie also took care of me because I have a signed Peyton Manning jersey because of her.
Yes. Ridiculous.
Best.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. He's my favorite guy.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why did you come down to the Masters, man?
Well, hell, you guys.
I didn't have a $10,000 ticket to get in.
Come on, Cap.
Katie did. Not me.
Come on. You can come down here.
Hey, Carrie, do you remember the night you guys were at my house? We were shooting a Super Bowl food thing, and my knife was dull and it wouldn't cut the chicken.
Or
Alex was dying.
the chicken was too tough. And I'm just saying, it could go either way. That's all I'm saying.
But then I also remember you remodeled your kitchen, so things might be going on the up.
Hey, Carrie, we have a house up in Wisconsin on the lake. I invited you guys to come, and Alex said, no, you're invited.
Wait, why you said no?
It's cold up there.
No, I said in the summer when it's like 90 degrees.
Hey, Alex.
Summer right now. It's 40 degrees up there.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's not summer yet. It's the spring.
It's summer down here, hell.
Yeah, but this is Georgia.
Hey, Alex, I'm going to send you a new link. We're going to start a new stream and let them
I
finish.
appreciate it. We'll leave them here. Yeah. Seriously.
Whatever.
God,
Bye, Carrie. Love you.
Love you.
God dang.
She's the
Wow.
best.
Oh, man. Thanks, Cap. See, you do this stuff, and then I'm comfortable at the bar where it's at, and then you come around, and now I'm gonna have to pick it up a little bit.
That's it.
I was supposed to crack my
I'll
Yingling.
work with you.
I was supposed to crack my Yingling when the Bears made their pick.
That's right. We've got a Yingling here. It's
We
the
wa-
oldest brewery in America, Yingling Beer.
This is supposed to celebrate the Colston Loveland pick. I've been
That's
sitting
it.
here so enamored with the conversation that how can I forget the Yingling?
There we go. I think I don't have a Yingling, but I got some bourbon that I could.
Well, hey, that ain't wrong. We can go into the cabinet over there.
Ralph Cramden wants to know, hey, Colonel Sanders, what would it cost to move back in? Take that. Chasing what? Greatness. To move back in, what would you think it would take to go from 39 to, let's call it 32?
39. It would take 39.
Fourth.
39 and a fourth.
Yeah.
Well, if the right guy's there, you know who I really, really like? Gray Zabel. He is an offensive lineman out
He
of
just
North
got
Dakota
picked.
State. Oh,
The
is he
Seattle
gone?
Seahawks literally just took him at 18.
I like that kid.
He just got selected.
I watched tape on him. He's really
A
good.
lot of people liked him. But then his stock, he was one of those combine guys.
Yeah.
Post combine and Senior Bowl. Oh, the kid from North Dakota State's a top 10 player. And then as time fell back in and people stopped, and pro days started to happen, his name wasn't as talked about anymore. But look, the Seahawks just took him 18th overall. So the film doesn't lie. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. And ain't none of those players that he was playing gonna be in the league.
North Dakota State.
So ain't none of those guys gonna be in the league. So you better. I hope he is. I hope he a lot better. Gosh.
Hey,
Yeah.
how many? That's a great. When you lined up against a guy, whether it was you signed as a free agent or it was a rookie the Bears drafted and lined up against, he went to North Dakota State.
Mhm.
What was different right out of the gate?
You can see the size. You can see the sizes. The size difference is a North Dakota State, and this isn't everybody. This is 100%.
Yeah.
But a kid from a North Dakota State, a left tackle is typically going to be a 6'3", 6'4" guy. The guy that's from the SEC or from the Big Ten is going to be 6'6", 6'7". That's just what it is. He's going to be 330 pounds. He's going to be able to move a lot better than the smaller guy or as good as the smaller guy. but that's why he went to North Dakota State, and that's why this other guy went to Bama or Ohio State or Michigan, So like that's the first difference. And then go ahead, Cap.
No, go ahead.
Oh, and then you see why he unless something happened, like a Khalil Mack, where he started playing late or something,
or late bloomer. Yeah.
Unless it's something like that, you see or you can tell why immediately he went there, because that's what you're going to exploit on him. So yeah, I mean, but sometimes these guys they're fine. They're fine players. They're good players. I'm not saying you have to come from a big school. I'm just saying the traits are there when you come from a bigger school or a Power 5 school.
The Steelers pick will be coming up momentarily. The Buccaneers pick is in. But guess what? We've now gone 10 consecutive O-line, D-line, or tight end picks. Kind of crazy.
You see the comment too?
I just heard Tommy Harris barking in the background.
But hey, but those that tells you two things. A, it's not the quarterback draft it's not a quarterback draft whatsoever. And B, games are won. Look, it's a copycat league. Everyone's looking at the Eagles, the Lions, the Chiefs. You build from the inside out. Yep. Am I right, AB? I mean, that's what people are looking at.
Absolutely. That's how people saw Detroit going from being the old Detroit to the Detroit now that you better be worried about.
Yep.
Buccaneers just selected Ohio State wide receiver Emeka Egbuka.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
That's surprising. That's earlier than I expected.
Yes. Where is Shador going? Where is he?
He doesn't go to Pittsburgh. There is a chance
that there's a chance he does not go today.
No, there's definitely a chance. I think the Giants hold the second pick in the second round. They spent more time with Shador than any team.
But reportedly now there's a thing saying that their guy is Jackson Dart.
But don't fall in love with the idea just because Joe Shane's been down in Hattiesburg. Is that where it's at? Is it Hattiesburg or is that Mississippi State?
That Hattiesburg is Mississippi. No, Mississippi is in
Oxford. Yeah.
Starkville is Mississippi State.
Yeah. So
Hattiesburg is where Brett Favre steals money from the state.
Wow.
Allegedly.
I know the Raiders got Geno Smith.
I know where you're going.
George Sanders isn't ready to play right now.
No.
And he needs coaching.
So seeing them come back up into that first to take him maybe late, if he doesn't go to Pittsburgh, because I think Pittsburgh is probably the place he'll go, but I think the Raiders will be a nice little spot for him to sit for a year or two and then be the guy. Now,
what if he goes to Pittsburgh and sits behind Aaron Rodgers?
Well, Tom Brady is at the Raiders now, right?
Right.
This is somebody that he's worked with over the years. Tom knows him. Tom knows if he can play. So being a part owner of the Raiders, I think it's just there's some intrigue there to me that's probably where he ends up. But I do know that Pittsburgh really needs a damn quarterback. They really do.
So they're on the clock. Well, they're on the clock here after the Broncos, which actually I'm looking forward to this pick because I think it'll tell a lot what follows it.
How about this? The Buccaneers offense now has Baker Mayfield, Bucky Irving, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Egbuka, Jalen McMillan, and Cade Otton.
Who's their defense have?
That I can't answer. That is a lot.
Denver takes a running back. They're going to take the kid out of North Carolina.
Oh, Marion Hampton?
Yep.
What about the kid from Iowa?
I think Hampton is better. I actually think the kid from K-State's better too.
That Ohio, but Travion Henderson too.
Travion Henderson.
That's who I want the Bears to get.
Say what?
I want the Bears to get Travion Henderson from Ohio State. Did you see his pass protection tape? It's ridiculous.
Yes. Oh, yeah. He'll pop you. He's a small man. He's not a big guy, man. But he's smart.
So if I told you it would be 39 and 72 gets you back in the first round to get your running back or your tackle, you doing that? You're not.
I'm looking at I'm just looking right now the way the draft. I don't feel right now looking at the 20 picks that have been in, or almost 20 picks, that there's a player. I still think there's a really good football player that addresses both of those by staying right now. Now
you have your option of 2 players when that 39th pick comes. Gotcha.
Yep. Now a lot can change because if you look post Steelers here, you think about quarterback. None of these teams need a quarterback.
Giants trying to trade up right now.
So the Giants, they want a quarterback.
Correct.
I think, are they trying to jump in front of the Steelers?
It just says they're trying to trade up.
Because that's interesting. If they're trying to jump in front of the Steelers, that tells you they.
Isn't Dion on record as saying he doesn't want his son going to the Giants?
I don't think
I just heard him say he doesn't want him going to cold weather. I'm like, good luck with that.
Oh, well, hell, where is he going to go? Oh, but then he's going to the Raiders and shoot.
Or to the Rams, who need a eventual successor for Matthew Stafford.
Yep.
I mean, you look at the teams that need a quarterback here. Chargers, no. Packers, no. Vikings, we don't think so. Texans, no. Rams, eventually. Ravens, no. Lions, no. Commanders, no. Bills, no. Chiefs, no. Eagles, no. That's the end of the first round.
Mm-hmm.
None of those teams need a quarterback.
Right.
So
why trade up to get one if you maybe get – but you want that fifth-year option. That's the thing. By the way, Aaron Glenn meeting the media about Membu. Reporter says, do you have a response to Aaron Rodgers being very critical about your meeting with him in February? He said, I absolutely have a response. Membu's a really good player, and I'm excited he's a Jet. Love it.
I bet everybody sat up in their seat when he said that. I absolutely do have a response. You're like, what? Wait a minute.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So Mel Kiper's best available player on the board right now is Shedeur Sanders. So,
and you know who else is really good still on the board is Will Johnson. He's had some knee issues. Will Johnson is a monster at cornerback.
There's a lot of good football. Like Golden, the receiver from Texas, I thought he'd go ahead of Mbuka. I really did.
Yeah, but Matthew Golden ran what, a 4.2?
Yeah.
4.29.
I mean, if you're into that kind of thing.
Alex, what was your 40 time?
4.71.
What do you think his 40 time was?
Ooh.
I already know. He was like a 4.4 guy.
4.32.
Hey,
4.32 guy.
Come on now.
I knew he was fast.
I know, you knew.
Gosh. Oh,
dude,
my. Hey, but
what?
But at a book, what? 12?
$1.85. When I played, it was $1.85. Yeah, you want to talk about difference between North Dakota State and Florida? And then you got DePaul with a W in there. That's why I'm sitting here talking about guys going to the draft because 5'8", 180. Although I will say this,
Broncos stay put. Pick is in
5'8", 185 with a 4.32. That actually had a spot in the league in like 2008. I just was too early.
Is that
Wes Welker?
How big was Welker?
5'8", 185.
He definitely wasn't that fast.
And not a 4.32.
No, hell no.
Danny Amendola, maybe. Danny Amendola. I mean,
wow.
what's the guy? The other dude from New England, Julian Edelman.
Edelman.
Edelman was.
Oh my gosh, those were just. They were just guys. They had Tom Brady. You run the right route, he'll get it.
Hey, I would have loved to have been just a guy.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, the Broncos went corner, not wide receiver, running back. Texas cornerback Jahdae Barron. He's a really good player.
Wow.
There were several mocks that had him in the top 10 to the Carolina Panthers.
You know what I feel about these mocks right now?
I'm so glad mock draft season's over because they're the stupidest things out there.
I'm looking at a few of them here from earlier, and I'm like, man, there were some just absolute misses. Misses.
Camp, I'm I'm watching. Oh my gosh. I'm watching this kid. I have seen him play. I'm watching this kid again, man. This Mike Green kid.
Yeah.
Are you in?
Cap. God dang.
He's a
Go.
monster.
Listen. Wow. If you take if the Bears took him
He's a monster.
at we say 39.
Yes.
Whew.
But if George won't let you drop an F-bomb on Hard Knocks, we're taking a guy with off the field stuff.
Well, I mean,
I don't need George to be the guy that mentors him, though.
listen, hey, if that man right there, the way he's been that is shit, he can get you 10.
How about
10.
how about the left tackle? My guy Zach says Josh Simmons, the left tackle. He was a top 2 tackle before he tore his patellar tendon from Ohio State. He says he's healthy.
I mean, that's somebody that I need to bring in, and we got to do some work before the draft, and I got to see it because that's what Colombo tore, and he was never the same.
Certainly here. I'm looking at the original mock draft, by the way, from October from Yahoo right now. And it's like Will Campbell they have Will Campbell's number 1. And to their credit, Travis Hunter number 2. But you see some of the names down here, like Shador going 5th overall. Will Abdul Carter 7 overall. And you start getting down here, the kid, the what's the guy's name from LSU? Nussmeier, the quarterback?
Yep.
10th overall.
Who?
Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. Dude, this is the original mock draft. That's why these Ashton Genty 14. They had the Bears taking Emory Jones, the tackle from LSU. He hasn't been picked. Breck Bear, I appreciate you, my man. DePaul never quits. Damn right. We got some DePaul love in the house. Finally, draft night. We ain't getting picked tonight, Breck, but I'll tell you what. We could live to talk about it. Carson Beck, first-round pick. Come on. Carson Beck's like older than me. That guy's still on his like 3rd COVID year.
Yes.
Alex, they did an interview at the draft with Lawrence Taylor.
Oh, yeah.
What do you remember about the night you were drafted? I don't remember much. I had 41 Coors Lights. I couldn't tell you. 41!
Oh,
Did you
man.
have your family with you that night too? He said, nope, I had my drinking buddies with me.
41 Coors Light.
41 of them. Wow.
That is unbelievable. By the way, 5 Ohio State receivers in the top 20 in the last 4 drafts. That's pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Marvin Harrison, and Emeka Ibuka.
And they got another one there waiting.
Oh, he's better than all of them combined.
Like, God dang. Yeah.
Jeremiah Smith is ridiculous.
Is a grown man.
I have never, ever seen a kid look like that.
Does Shador go here? The pick is in for the Steelers.
I know. I actually don't want to find out on Twitter. I actually want to find out the old-fashioned way. Best
You know
moment
what?
of the night. He gets to.
I think the Steelers are going defense. That's my pick.
Did you look already? Don't cheat.
I did not.
You swear to God?
I swear. I did not.
You did not see something on Twitter.
I did not.
Look at Jackson
But everything
Dart, by
I've
the way.
read.
Look at the kid sleeping next to Jackson Dart. Did you see the kid on the couch? He's like this.
Yeah, he is. He's knocked out.
Like, I was told,
Dart looks like
this
he's
was going to be a party.
I don't think this is Shador Sanders. I do not. Because I think they're getting Aaron Rodgers and they're not using their first-round pick.
Well, we're about to see right now.
I like doing it the old-fashioned way, by the way. When you just had to rely on the TV, even though the pick's all over. Don't look, Cap. Don't look. God. I mean.
I can't do it. I can't take it.
I asked for 30 seconds.
Come on.
No,
Come
Kuiper's
on.
ripping the Saints.
If Shador doesn't get picked here, he might be in the second round.
Mel's all over. He's saying Shador.
Everything I read was they were going defense. That's what I read.
What'd you read on Twitter before you put your phone down?
Nothing. But there's Andrew Filipponi. He's a big sportscaster. He's been screaming defense all day.
Bam. Not Shador Sanders.
D tackle. That's what Andrew Filippone's been saying that all day long. That was the guy they were hoping.
So now Shador is pretty much
Shador's effed.
There's no other team that needs a quarterback in the first round.
They're gonna have to move back up. They're gonna have to move into the first round to get him.
The only reason to move into the first round, though, is if you want that fifth-year option.
Well, and for a quarterback, you do. For a quarterback,
Because look at second round, the Browns have the first pick of the Browns need a quarterback, right?
The
who?
Browns.
Yes.
Browns need a quarterback.
The Browns have.
Who do they have? Flacco?
Well, they have
The Lotion King, but he's injured.
Lotion King.
Yeah.
And when did Diddy start playing football?
Who?
Really? Really? You don't know who Diddy is? Oh my God.
No, you didn't hear him say it. He said, "When did Diddy start playing football?"
Oh, Diddy.
Diddy, by the way.
Diddy was the agent for Bo Callahan in draft day.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
This thing's it's off the rails.
It's off the rails.
Yeah, please don't start. Okay. I thought they were showing highlights of Tredavion. Don't do that. Don't put him on anybody's radar.
This is what'll be fun.
I'm telling you, the Steelers are getting Aaron Rodgers, or they would have taken a quarterback. They know they're getting him.
This is a fun. What'll be fun about tomorrow, if it doesn't happen tonight, the second round goes Browns, Giants, Titans, who just drafted a quarterback, Browns, Raiders. Browns, Giants, Titans, Browns, Raiders. It's going to be an absolute brawl to get.
Steelers don't have a second round pick, so they're not getting a quarterback in the second round.
But my point is, between the Browns, Giants, and Raiders, who have four of the top 5 picks in the second round, they're going to get an all-out street fight to get to Shador and Jackson Dart. And you can make an argument that neither are second-round picks, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
100%.
And then right after that, you get the Patriots, and then the Bears get those 30. And then the Saints have the 4. I mean, I don't know. I'm actually more curious right now about what happens tomorrow than the rest of tonight, because I think everyone's still scared to trade. The Jacksonville Jaguars are sitting down there like Mike Dick after he traded his entire draft to get Ricky Williams.
This is what everybody's all asking for so much, probably because they saw what the one team got.
I'm telling you, because especially now, all of these other teams that don't need a quarterback, they're just going to hold the other teams. Hey, you want to move here? You want to get your guy?
Right.
It's going to cost you. The
Yes.
Browns is going to cost you both second-round picks, which are the first 2 of the first 4 in the second round. Are you trading 33 and 36 to move to 25? I think that's what it would have to take, though. I don't know. That sounds crazy to me. And the Browns just did something
I will
right.
tell you this. I think the Bears need another corner, and one of the best corners in the draft is Will Johnson out of Michigan. I might trade up to get back to get him.
You know, it helps you when you don't have great corners. Guys that can rush the quarterback.
Why do we want to trade up so much?
Pass rusher.
Okay, let me ask you this real quick, because you're watching the film on him.
Mm-hmm.
So, knowing the checkered past, et cetera, and the reason he slipped in the draft at this point, but Mike Green, if he's there at 39 or 41, what you've seen on film.
You know what? I believe that I'd love to have him just from what I see, but I think we need a left tackle.
Me too. Okay, so say you get your left tackle at 39.
Oh, then I'm using that second pick and maybe a 4th or 5th to move up and get him. So if I can walk away from this draft with a left tackle, my tight end, and a pass rusher, I'd feel pretty damn good. Like, I'm talking about starter level players.
Yeah.
That's what I'm walking away with those 3 positions. Yeah, I'd feel pretty damn good.
Because Green's a first round talent. He's slipping for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
So who's going to be Jalen Carter would have been a top 2 pick.
Yeah, we see this every year. We see this every year, but then I'm gonna say we because I don't want to exclude myself. But then we sit here and we act like we weren't 20 years old. Or we weren't like how much dump, but they didn't have Google back then. So that's why
we didn't have cell phones.
Yeah.
Twitter. There was no Twitter.
No.
There's nothing. Thank God.
Like, and I'm not saying that's why. And then the kid's not convicted of this stuff, you know. But that's not why kids do stupid stuff. Or they should be doing it. I'm not condoning it. But you were at that age too. You did a lot of dumb stuff, and you didn't get caught. And I know I drove back in Gainesville, Florida. I drove from the club a lot, and I couldn't see. I could barely see.
Mm-hmm.
So it was some times where I should have. Yeah, there were some bad times. I was making bad decisions, and I didn't get caught for it. So kids should
thank goodness it worked out.
100%.
Right.
It should be railroaded for it, though.
Our coverage of the NFL draft is sponsored by Lakeside Bank, and you know it. Lakeside is our number one choice. So to put Lakeside's tagline to work, it's about time you picked Lakeside for all your banking needs. Their chairman of the board, the great CEO Phil Cacciatore, a great friend and a great sponsor here of the recap. Lakeside Bank, it's about time. Well, look. We're almost going to be through round one, and then you go get some rest, and you go back to work tomorrow if you're the Bears. I still think they want to try and grab somebody else tonight. I do. I just don't know what George McCaskey says if they come to and say, hey, we're taking Mike Green. Because that dude is a legit pass rusher.
It'd have to be a very good bargain, right? It got to be a very good value. But yeah.
You think this locker room and this coach can handle him?
I think the guys that I'm just going on the guys they brought in as well. I hope so. I'd like to think so. I don't know yet.
Remember when Joe Mixon was coming out and he had some issues? He had hit a woman. He was in a lot of trouble, and a lot of teams said, we're not taking him. The Bengals did, and he never got in trouble that I remember in the NFL, and then ended up signing in Houston as a free agent. But he's had a hell of a career.
Yeah, I mean, people, you can't – I don't think it's right to condemn a kid for doing something stupid when they were young. As if we didn't do stupid things when we were young. That's my point. So I think there's room for
stupid.
Correct. Like, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's a level of stupid that sometimes you can't get over, and you're gonna have to travel a different road. You might be a 6th-round pick. So, but I think the kid talent-wise, I think Randy Moss dropped in the draft because of a lot of off-the-field stuff.
Yep.
He was going to go to Chicago, and he overslept a breakfast with the late Walter Payton. That scratched him off the Bears list. By the way, Young Sue has a question.
AB, did you have a big party after you got drafted?
I had the party. The party was going on to day one. Back then, day one was rounds 1 through 3.
Yep.
The party shut down after that because I was still on the board. I was right here as one of Mel Kiper's
available.
Yeah, best availables, and I was not happy. So the party was over, and hey, after that, man, the Bears picked me, and I didn't look back. It was all right. Let's go to work.
So when they took your kicker, you had to literally go, "You've got to be effing kidding me."
Yes, that was probably the 8th time I said that because I didn't think there was a better defensive end in the league that was getting drafted that year. I thought that I could play with on the level of Peppers and Freeney. That obviously I was wrong, but the other guys I was right about. So I was saying that whenever they picked, I want to say 9 defensive ends before me. That hurt me. I was pissed off. Yeah.
But when they said from the University of Florida and you hear Jeff Chandler, you're like, what?
Well, I hadn't gotten a call. So I knew it wasn't me. I hadn't gotten a call, so I knew it wasn't me. So I'm like, who the hell is it? Okay. Wait, they took a kicker? They took Jeff? Now I got to be happy for my guy, but I'm a little still pissed off, you know? Like,
Give me a number here. Career field goals made for Jeff Chandler.
career field goals made, I'm going to say 26.
19.
Uh-huh.
He attempted 27. 13 games as a kicker, 19 field goals. Not his fault that he was drafted ahead of you, but those are just hey, somebody in the chat here I saw a few minutes ago, like, who's the fourth round reach? Last year the Bears took a punter. I mean, there was so much talk last year on our shows. AB was a part of those. We kept bringing up special teams player of the week, and it was Torrey Taylor for having a 52.1 average. And it was like, really?
Oh, AB hated. He hated that.
I hate it. I still hate it. Jeez.
Chargers just took Omarion Hampton.
Yep.
Oh, playing for a team that prides itself on running the football with Jim Harbaugh. That guy might be 2 years from now, like, people are going to be like top 3, top 5 running back.
Yep. It's opportunity, right? Opportunity.
Packers are on the clock, so that place will go nuts. They could go corner because Jair Alexander's had a lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Will Johnson is still there. They could go edge, Mike Green right there, James Pierce Jr. from Tennessee. Or they need a receiver. They haven't taken a first-round receiver in forever. Matthew Golden, who ran like a 4.29. The guy's a beast out of Texas.
Yeah. Doesn't he remind you of Nixon? We were just talking about it.
Look at
He
that.
reminds me of Nixon.
Joe Mixon.
You know what?
Mixon, yeah, Joe Mixon.
So we've been talking a lot about, like, fit, right? This is going to sound crazy, but I don't think it's that insane. Just based off of where he went right here, you might be able to make an argument 2, 3, 4 years from now. The best running back taken in the first round is right here.
I don't think it's going to be I don't think it'll be that long.
Think what?
That
Year 3.
Omarion Hampton might be the best running back selected tonight.
Yep.
Look at where he's going. Look at that line. Look at that coach. Look at how it's built.
You might be right.
I like Ashton Genty a lot, but come on, man.
He's going to have a lot of opportunity, and the mindset or the attitude of the coach is to pound the football. So he's going to get. I mean, I'm thinking, all right. So where can I get this guy in the 5th round? If I can get him in the 5th round of my fantasy draft, whew, oh man, that's going to be excellent.
Yeah, because Genty's going to get overdrafted. You know that.
He will. I'll take
the one thing I like about the Raiders is I love Pete Carroll. I think that they got that. They finally actually, and he'll be there for 3 years, but I love that. So he can bring a culture there. But they still have a lot of pieces to fix. They need a lot.
Yeah.
And he's a plug-and-play guy. Hampton's a plug-and-play guy in the Chargers. AB, can you still dunk a basketball?
No. I wish I could. I can't. I can still. Gosh, I can touch the rim.
There we go. That counts.
I can't dunk, man. No.
You gotta be careful. Those knees, they ain't the same.
But now, if you gave me a little bit, like, you got to give me a couple months, young. If you give me a couple months, say, hey, we're gonna have a dunk off. Then if you can dunk, you get X. Then yeah, I'll get back to where I can dunk. Yes. But I just don't do it. I don't do too much. The Peloton is about the most I'm doing.
Wow. Amen.
That's it.
Hey, put that comment up there that just came up that says, I'm furious over this pick. This is interesting. Coming up here, there's a comment. It's one of the most recent ones that just popped up at the very bottom of, at least of the chat that I see here. Guys, I'm so furious over this pick. I can't believe this. Poles is not fit for the job.
Okay, that is.
There's been a lot
Andrew?
There's been a lot, by the way, in the chat that are like, I turned the draft off after the 10th pick. My son, I don't no more reason to watch. I was like, okay, call, hit the brakes. But Poles not being fit for the job.
Well, first of all, do you really think Ryan Poles took a guy Ben Johnson didn't want? No. They are in lockstep on this pick. Lockstep. Ben Johnson plays, I think, the third most 12 personnel, 2 tight ends of any team in the NFL last year, the Lions. He wanted this player. That's a fact. So if you think Ryan Poles screwed the pick up, then you better put it on your head coach too.
Look, I mean, there's the June pick. No one here is talking about. We've been talking about Loveland for the last 90 minutes, mixing in other picks and stories. Yes.
Doesn't mean we don't like the pick. Who cares? Like, it doesn't mean we don't like the pick. Like, the pick, it fits. It fits. If you understand what Ben Johnson is trying to do and how he runs his offense, you see how it fits. Like,
yeah.
They took, where did they take Laporta? I'm
going to look right now. But I'll tell you another thing about it. If you're just dissecting it under a microscope, we commented on this earlier. Do we love that he went 10th overall? Not really. But if you're looking at how this draft is unfolding and you've had I can't remember a draft ever that you've had one trade in the first round, just one. Loveland caught 11 touchdowns in 3 seasons with Michigan. Please don't hype up a bad draft pick. This organization is a circus. So here comes, there's some real hate out there for the pick. There's some real hate. So Laporta went second round, 34th overall. And I think there's people out here saying, well, we could have got Loveland a lot later. Well, okay. The Bears had the 10th pick. They, in theory, wanted to move back. But if no one's calling up or if the asking price is too high, let's say you move back to 18. I know we're at pick 23 right now. And somebody takes Loveland. To Alex's point earlier that he said, if that's your guy and you're so convicted that's your guy, you move down to 18 and then someone at 17 takes your guy. Yep. Well, now what are you doing? You've moved down. You've acquired a later pick. And now you're
the guy you wanted is gone.
And the guy you want is gone. And
it's your player.
Yes. You have a board. You have a board. If you understand how the war room works and they have everybody graded and they have a board of guys, and if these 4 guys I have are at my pick, then it goes on need then. Okay, so which one do we need the most? Which one fits the best? And once you go through all that, if Loveland's your guy, then that's who you take. It's really that simple. It's when you get emotional, when your guy, like in damn, I forget the year, but y'all probably remember when we took White, the receiver.
Oh yeah, 7th overall, Kevin White.
7th overall. I think we panicked because the kid from Bama, we wanted him, and he was taking.
What was that kid's name?
He's still playing. He's playing.
He's in Buffalo.
Amari Cooper.
He's in Buffalo. Yeah.
Amari Cooper went.
You're right. That's the guy Pace wanted.
Yes, and we panicked and took a guy. And it's like, don't panic. You can't panic. Look at your board. That's what you've been spending the last damn 6 months on. So look at your board and see who fits. Don't panic because that kid, White, he was out of place from the moment he got here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was way over his head from the second he got here.
Josina Anderson developing. I'm told the Giants are trying to get back into the first round now, per league source.
Well, there was talk about that all day about the Giants trying to sneak into the back end of the first round, which makes a lot of sense. I mean, they'll give up their early second round pick and probably, I don't know what's going to
Coach Wanstead. Colston Loveland reminds me of Travis Kelce.
I mean,
I like the comps. I also think they're unfair. You know,
it's like when he came out, because I think Kelce went to a different level once they got
Andy Reid. Well, and Andy Reid even.
Right,
and Andy Reid was there, but yeah, I was watching something on him when Alex Smith's first year in Kansas City. They had zero connection. And they would try, they'd stay after practice, they'd work, and it would never translate on Sunday, ever. And to the point where they didn't know if they even wanted to re-sign him. And then they drafted Mahomes, to your point. And sometimes the maturation process and development process isn't linear with everybody. It's just not A plus B equals C.
Let's see what the Packers did.
Oh, you didn't already look?
No,
What are you
it's not-
predicting?
I don't see.
He said corner.
He did
I
say
thought
corner.
they would take a corner, but Will Johnson has a knee issue. That's why he's slid, because he's a top 10 talent, and he's got size. I don't know who they took. Who'd they get?
Oh, no, you're not. You don't see one dime of anything. You'll be there shoveling snow, but how many of you are owners and they all go crazy? Oh, God, here we go with the
Can we get
Here
the
we go.
pick? Come on.
Yeah. drafted a
Wide
receiver.
receiver.
Oh, wow.
Matthew Golden.
Mm-hmm.
He can fly.
Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers is giving a big foam middle finger to Green Bay
Yeah.
right now. It's like all he ever asked for.
Oh, he is.
It's all he ever asked for was a first-round wideout.
That's it. That's it. If you take Justin Jefferson instead of Love,
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers is still there. You probably won another Super Bowl.
Probably. God, I hate that damn song.
Can't stand it.
Yeah, ESPN Madison tweeted, Bears gonna Bears, when they took Colston Loveland. I hope he scores an effing touchdown to beat their ass.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh, yes. He's a good player, man. He's a good player. I don't know. And he fits the system. Well, if he becomes a Hall of Famer, who the hell knows? But he fits what they do.
These are some fun facts. Did you read this fun fact from Lakeside Bank already? The 1936?
I did read that one.
Oh, that's the one you read?
But there's another one.
Here, I got this one.
You got it?
Here are some more interesting draft facts from our Lakeside Bank sponsor. As you know, time is crucial at the draft. There are 7 rounds. Each of the 32 teams are, quote, on the clock for their picks, but the time changes with each round. In the first round, a team has 10 minutes. Second round, 7 minutes. The remaining rounds, just 4 minutes. I think we could use about 4 minutes right now. As my friends at Lakeside Bank say, it's about time, which is very true at the draft. And I know from personal experience that Lakeside takes time management very seriously, too. They make decisions and get things done quickly. Thank you, Lakeside, for always keeping an eye on the clock. We're very appreciative of our partnership, of our REKAP Football Draft Night Live show and our recaps throughout the draft weekend here with AB chiming in from home as we kind of wrap things up here pretty soon here.
Yeah,
with
I
the
think we're going to wrap things up after this Vikings pick. And there's a lot of smoke on social that the Vikings are going to trade this pick if they
to the
can.
Giants, maybe.
Maybe the Giants
There's
go
been
there.
smoke. All I've heard is smoke, but I haven't seen fire anywhere. That's all this. Oh, they want to trade in. Well, yeah, no one wants to give
Nick
up what
Saban asked if he wants cheese curds in Green Bay. He said, I don't even want to look at those things. They're disgusting. I have more respect for Nick Saban than I did 2 seconds ago.
Oh, man.
Well, we'll see what the Vikings do. All right, so before we let you go, AB, you like the pick of Colston Loveland.
Yeah, I do. I like it. I think, like we've been saying all night, I think he fits what Ben Johnson wants to do. The 12 personnel, now they can run with Cole Kmet, and you don't immediately get rid of him, but you know he's not a blocker, right? He's not a blocker. He's a try-hard guy. He will put his face in there, but he is there to score touchdowns. We got a huge red zone threat, 2 of them now. You got Romo Dunze now, and you have him. So 2 big red zone threats. The kid can run the route tree. Just look at his highlights, and I don't care about what he caught as far as what he did in college. That doesn't translate. You see a lot of great players in college that don't end up being even good players in the NFL. And you see players that never made All-American in college, and they become Hall of Famers. Tom Brady, Joe Montana, like you don't know. So, but when you can get the talent and the scheme partnered together, that's when you can get a really good player and you can get the most out of that player. Just look at Kansas City. If I know we talk about Patrick Mahomes, if Patrick Mahomes goes anywhere else, I don't think he is the Patrick Mahomes we know today.
Yep. Coaching matters. I'm going to ask you one more question based
One
on
thing, Vikings are not trading the pick, and they are taking Donovan Jackson, Ohio State guard.
He's a guard. More, some people profile him as a tackle, but he's more interior.
Right. Correct.
One more question about Loveland.
Mhm.
What can he do for Cole Kmet? We keep talking about how this seems like it's going to push Cole Kmet out, but we know about Ben Johnson wanting to run that 2 tight end set. Does the talent and distraction of Loveland now make Cole Kmet a better target?
In a sense, I mean, but he's the 4th guy, right? I mean, when you run a play, I mean, it hasn't been this offensive line will be better, or we presume it to be better, but I don't know how many times Caleb is going to get to his 4th read. So I think Cole Kmet is immediately the 4th guy. Now, when we go into passing situations, it's either him or the running back is that 4th read. It's Odunze, DJ, and you got Loveland. So Cole Kmet he's gonna teach a guy some things, and that guy's gonna take his job. Period. That's what's gonna happen. It's not like this is a 4th round pick or a 5th round pick that he could beat out.
It's a 10th overall pick.
It's a top 10 pick. He's going to be there. So if he shows any improvement and can implement his skill set into Ben Johnson's offense, you'll see him doing a lot of things that Laporta did that Cole Kmet cannot do. So that's the writing's on the wall. Just if you don't want to look at the wall, that's fine, but the writing's still there.
Well, I don't think we can fully evaluate the Loveland pick until we see 39 and 41. I really don't. I think you need to see the entire scope of what happens with the next 2 picks to truly evaluate how Loveland fits in the entire draft process. That's just my take. Because if they don't address the tackle need, if they don't address edge rusher, if they don't address running back with those next 2 slots, then I think it's more, everything feels more head scratcher to me. But if they address those 2 of those 3 positions of need, and then you're adding Loveland to the mix, then I feel like it's a lot different of an evaluation.
Agreed. No, we need that left tackle. So, but the beauty of it is there's still some there still, you know? There's still some guys there. So,
by the way, the Giants just made a trade, AB.
Okay, here we go.
David Schefter over here.
Yeah. Who are they taking?
I'm saying Jackson Dart. Honestly, though, look at Joe. Look at my guy, Joe Shane, how happy he is. I think they're taking Shedeur. I do. I think they're taking Shedeur Sanders.
You think so?
I do.
Huh?
I don't know. His son did post the hype video last night. Look
They
at
are
Joe.
definitely taking a quarterback.
I think they're taking Jackson Dart. That's my prediction. You're saying Shedeur?
They spent an awful. They did a private workout with him last week, right?
Dart?
Yeah. They worked out both
Shedeur.
of them. They worked out both of them.
Oh, okay.
Look at Mara. He's still sitting there biting his lip like, I can't believe that son of a bitch didn't sign Saquon Barkley. Is he on the phone? Is Shedeur on the phone? Because if he's not, it's not Shedeur. It's not Shedeur.
It's not.
Where is he? I see
Dion.
Brian is not smiling. But Jackson Dart's not, oh yeah, his mom's hugging him. It's definitely Jackson Dart.
Yep.
He's smiling. Mom's got her arm around him. There's the phone. They're taking pictures. He's standing up from the couch.
Is that him? Come on.
What was it? So so to move up a few slots, like 10 slots, the Giants gave up the 99th and a future 3rd. That's a no-brainer.
And it gets them a 5th-year option, so they hang on to that.
That's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer. Absolutely a no-brainer.
Wow.
Jackson Dart. How about that?
So Dart goes ahead of Dart's going to go ahead of Shedeur, which, to be honest with you, I'm really not all that surprised.
Wow.
They're going to make us. We don't have to. It's somebody tweet this yet, Cap, and you're. Come on, Schefter.
Which one?
The Jackson Dart. Is Jackson Dart the guy?
Yeah, he is.
He is the guy. Okay.
It's done.
So Jackson
Giants get Jackson
So
Dart.
So there's the Shane may buy himself another year with that, because you get the best. This is why I love what the Giants did.
You
They
got the
didn't
best
panic.
player in the draft.
The best player in the draft,
in my opinion.
and you get the quarterback you probably were targeting all along without being desperate to get him.
Totally agree.
So
totally agree. Alex, it's been awesome. You're
Awesome,
the best.
man. Appreciate it, baby. No, it's been great.
We love you, and then you'll be with us a lot during the season, and you'll be doing all the remotes with us at Hooters.
There we go. Let's do it.
fire it up, baby. Fire it up. We're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. That's
Best
all.
they be.
Tell Carrie, your beautiful wife, package incoming.
Oh my God.
I'll send one to you too. All right.
Thank you, Go. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we got a T-shirt laying around here for you.
Wow.
Carrie, we got a jacket and a hoodie coming your way.
I'll send you some first-rate bourbon. We'll do it up the right way.
My God. That's what I'm talking about. Appreciate y'all.
Hey, B, you're the
All right,
best,
AB,
dude.
Be good.
All right. Yep. Later.
All right, there's our guy, Alex Brown, who is a great part of our family here on the recap. Thank you so much for watching. I'm happy with what they've done. There's a lot more work to do with 39, 41, and 72.
Yeah, I'm. Here's what I'm happy about. I'm happy they didn't trade up. I'm happy they didn't give up the assets of tomorrow to get somebody they could have gotten at 10 all along. All of that smoke screen. This is going to be wild night. This is going to be that. It was all smoke.
All smoke.
And I really do think that the Jaguars may have screwed it all up by overpaying to move up 3 slots, by scaring the hell out of everybody, going, oh God, it's going to cost a future first to move up into the, to move up 4 slots.
Correct.
Maybe I'm wrong. I think there's a little bit to that. It's also just it's just not a deep first round.
Let me just tell you, let this be a lesson to everybody that these Schefter's great, Rappaport's great, Pelicero's great, Field Yates, these other ones that you're like, who? They claim to be insiders. The Bears have a deal in place, or the Bears this, or the Bears that. It's all a bunch of bullshit. There's no way they know. Again, huge thanks to our great partners at Lakeside Bank for our Lakeside Bank Recap Football Draft Night Live show. Our draft program brought to you by Lakeside Bank. We drafted them as our business bank and our personal bank a long time ago. They're perfect teammates. And Lakeside CEO, the great Phil Cacciatore, diehard Bears fan, season ticket holder, is a great friend of our program. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Lakeside. And most importantly, thank you for watching. Make sure you check out the recap of the first round. It'll be posted later tonight. White Sox recap up on the channel. Cubbies had the day off. Recap Rush Hour is there for you as well. And click that subscribe button and the little bell so you never miss any of our content. For Guff, for Katie, for our team, Zach, our correspondent, have a great rest of your day. Take that.